Well, hello there, and welcome to another episode of The Role Players.
Hi, guys.
Hello, greetings, adventurers.
Hello.
We're here, we're back, another episode for the greatest role-playing game ever invented, Dungeons and Dragons.
No argument here.
No, it's the best. I'm your Dungeon Master, Judd. These are my role players.
Hi, guys. Hi. Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in.
We are missing Peter tonight. I think this is the first episode that he's missed, sadly, but he will be back.
That's dedication.
I know.
Right there.
I know. He'll be back next week. We'll see him then. In the meantime, I think, Chad, you've got a couple announcements for everybody.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that. I do. And first, I want to give a big thank you to some friends of ours who help make this whole craziness happen. And that, of course, is our wonderful sponsors, Skull Splitter.
Splitter.
Why did I do that ridiculous voice? It's because sometimes when something is so awesome, it needs a ridiculous voice to remind you how awesome it is. Yep. And our sponsor is no exception to that law of physics.
That is so great.
So check them out. What'd you say?
Scientifically proven.
Scientifically proven, peer-reviewed, double peer-reviewed, blind, everything. You can go to their website. You can use our code TRP15 and save 15%. Also, Thrill Studios. Thrill Studios. They are an amazing company that you can go check out that has miniatures. That are not only
what kind of miniatures?
It's funny.
Like the standard ones you get everywhere?
You know, wouldn't that just be kind of lame if that were the case? No. They are miniatures that you can find from Kickstarters you may have missed. They are miniatures that not only look cool, but that are painted. You got to check them out. And you can also use our discount code TRP15 to save money there too. So big thank you to our sponsors as always. Definitely check them out. And there's another thing you're going to want to check out potentially, which is our Patreon. We asked, or you asked, we delivered. It is just another way that you can help us up our game and make the stream as best as possible. So we really appreciate you guys looking into the Patreon. There's some unique things and rewards that you can get there. So you got to give it a look. And then lastly, we have a giveaway as we knock on the door of 500 followers. So we're getting close to
500.
Yeah,
like
I'm
literally.
so
that
excited.
hand is moving closer and closer.
Do you think that could happen tonight?
I think so. We're 20 away, and if it happens tonight, everybody out there watching, when new people come in, when we get those raids, tell them follow, because we're gonna release some crazy stuff if it happens tonight. We're just gonna do that. So spread it.
Yeah.
The word.
So we're giving away the merch, the dice, the D&D book. It could happen tonight. It feels like it's that kind of energy in the air tonight, potentially. I just feel like something's up. Something's going to happen.
You got it. Make it happen.
So, if we hit the 500, stick around. We'll have the giveaway. Hopefully, we'll be having that really soon. And without further ado, I think thus concludes the announcements.
I think you're right about that. I think it's time to jump in and do a little intro from my friend Otto. And get into tonight's episode.
Okay.
All right.
So
let's do it.
Right back.
Let me tell you a story about a time that me and my friends found a new world. It started on a ship brought together by a storm. We traveled through the rift to a new world beyond. We were thrown into shackles, we were hunted down by thieves, but we'll never let it stop us from saving a Niagara Lee. For we are
Dying. I don't know what we're talking about. Well, hello, welcome back. Just getting ready, talking about a little bit of what we're going to experience tonight in this encounter. It might be a TPK. I don't know. We'll see. Speaking of, let's review what happened last time in Anacroli. So, as you all made your way through the dangerous wilderness of Anacroli, on your way to Azley, you finally found the Cat's Teeth Valley. And there, with an enormous gorge that spanned this valley, you saw something carved in to the far wall. You made your way across and you found the entrance to some kind of ancient tomb beneath the soil. And entering down in there to the place where Kello told you there was a map somewhere hidden in this temple, a map that would show the location of a powerful weapon and a set of armor, and something that he thought you might all need for your future endeavors. You made your way down, you descended, you went through a series of traps that seemed designed kind of more at first to scare people, and then maybe delay any who got past the first encounter. But you used bravery, used cleverness, you found your way through these rooms, down through this temple quickly, until Ariset, you accidentally triggered a water trap and you all kind of got flushed down this water slide toilet thing. As you flew down this twisting carved stone tunnel.
The dreaded toilet trap.
Finally plunging into this underground lake that you saw was steadily flowing out to that gorge and water falling off into the oblivion of the darkness out there. You saw a hole in the roof and there are all these vines hanging, and you said, let's climb these vines, let's get up to that hole. The vines, however, quickly held on to you when you realized that they were actually drawing you up into this snapping beak creature on top. But you all managed to pry yourselves off, make that jump, even with Snack barely hanging on, and climbed up through that hole where you encountered a ghost that was much more real and threatening than what you found in the entrance. However, Seville managed to disarm this ghost, and it stood down, and you were allowed to pass. And you guys made your way finally to the inner sanctum of this temple. And as you walked through the doors, this large cavernous space, you saw these golden griffins on statues in front of you, and behind that some sort of large stone dais. And rising up as Otto approached, you saw a golden golem raise up through the floor. And as it lifts its 5-foot-long golden blade, pointing it out at all of you, that's where we left off. So,
my oh my.
I'm like, I didn't come through a toilet just to fall to you.
You think they have toilets in Anacroli?
Nah.
I don't know. It's pretty
nice city does. Pretty advanced.
So
Fancy Azley does. They go flush both ways, left or right. You'll see. I can't wait.
I'm gonna say it's possible. So,
My goodness.
Say it's possible.
I'm gonna say it's possible. All right. So, as you all watch, this
Stay tuned to find
construct
out.
raises up, and it's pointing its blade at all of you. You see, in turn, slowly, its head swivels, locking on each one of you, almost like it's tracking your location. Even Seville, who you can see from its angle is hidden by this statue, just seems to, one by one, track you. And as it's doing that, suddenly, this loud voice booms out, as if it were coming from the rock itself, not from the golem. This loud voice, you hear, Sino Sohum. And you see dust rains down, covering the vines and the statues and this fine powder. Ariset, you know it immediately. This is celestial.
Yeah.
And it says, what is the word? And it's just holding its sword pointing at you.
Word.
What did it say?
Hey,
So
wait,
many to
it's a
choose
password.
from.
He wants
And I understand Celestial too, so I'm like, what word?
I don't know what password have we come across?
I am gathering that we're looking for a password. Have you tried password?
Oh, I know. Chanterelle. That's Chatterelle, rather. Sorry, I'm in the mood
Chanterelle,
for-
like the mushroom.
Yes, I was feeling a bit hungry for mushrooms, but I meant
yes.
Chatterelle.
As you're all
It worked
discussing
on the
that,
last time.
you see on the golem its eyes start to glow with an intensity, and its sword moves slightly.
Okay, I do a memory check, Judge, like a history check to see if I remember anything from our journey that could give me a clue.
And with
Wink,
that,
wink, cough, cough.
as you were sitting there trying to rack your memory, Erisette, behind you, the doors slam shut, and
Not
you
again.
see, sorry.
Exactly. Tabitha's like,
sorry.
again?
Yeah, this
I
is
see
what
how
happens.
this place rolls.
We never
Mara
see
just-
it
I
coming.
just get ready. I'm like, okay, let's do this.
Okay, good. All right. Hopefully you guys can hear the music. It's going to be really loud. Hold on.
Very exciting.
Policy moving forward.
I
We
approve.
jam all doors behind us.
Okay.
All right. Can you all
I
hear
like
the
that
music?
idea.
To do the history check? Is that
Yes. Can hear music, yes.
Okay, good. Is it too loud?
It's good.
Okay, good.
It's good. It's good.
As I said, as you are trying to rack your memory, you see the doors shut behind you, and suddenly these eyes just blast out. This intense. It's like somebody just opened up the sun right in front of you. And now I'm gonna need
Oh my.
Otto, Tabitha, and Dagmara to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh.
Why?
Oh.
Here we go.
Oh my gosh. Why?
Okay, 16.
Okay, what do I roll here?
Dexterity saving throw.
It's at the top left of
Top
your...
left where it says saving throws. You should have a pretty high.
So I just roll a 20?
Oops.
And add whatever your dexterity.
Let's switch over to the terrain cam.
Oh, 23.
Boom. Sorry, everyone.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
All right. Who else we got? What do you got, Dagmara?
6.
6. All right. Erisette.
Owie.
It's a beautiful number.
I'm not even past the Panthers yet.
You're in the room.
Okay, so
And Otto, do you want to roll for Seville?
Sure.
Okay.
I got an 18.
18. Okay. So. I'm sorry, I didn't even target you. I'm losing my mind. Dagmara.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh my gosh.
Dagmara.
Yes.
And Otto, you see these beams shoot out. Tabitha, you just fly out of the way, missing it. But the other two of you, it comes too fast, especially you, Otto. You could barely move. You're 10 feet from it. And you just feel this radiant energy blast into you.
Oh.
Well, for...
Is it hot? It's hot.
Yeah.
Only 9. You guys are lucky that was terrible rolls. That's 9 points of radiant damage.
Okay. I'm all
And-
right.
Goodness, we have.
And-
I need a roll for snack.
He wasn't targeted. It was just 3 targets. And Otto, Dagmara, you are blinded until the end of your next turn. Now-
I'm feeling it in the dark.
Everybody roll initiative for me.
Okay.
I need a good one here since I am
Do
quite
not roll
blind.
well
now.
for the baddie.
No.
Okay, 17 plus 4, 21.
Look at you. You're still quick to move, even blinded.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sometimes Otto's better under pressure, like that the night of his wedding.
Like a diamond. Oh.
All right.
All right, there we go. We're starting there already. Okay. All right, 2025. What we got?
21.
21 Otto. 15, 20. Wow. Okay, 10, 15.
13. Hey.
Hey.
Drinks again. What do we do here? I'm blind, so you can go first.
Yeah, actually, you're right. I'll give that one to Tabby. Normally,
Yes,
we would just
Tabby,
look at
go.
your dex modifier,
Tabby.
which is probably higher
Just like
anyway.
put-
Probably higher for her anyway.
Yeah. All right, and what did Erisette, what did you get, and what did Seville get?
Let me roll for Seville
5?
here.
Okay.
Seville gets He rolled a 7 plus 5, 12.
12, okay.
Okay.
Seville and then Erisette. Okay. Otto, you were first to act. And then Tabitha, you're up
Look at
next.
that. Under
Snack
pressure.
will act with you. That's fine.
Okay.
So I
make a
am
little note.
feeling like I can't see anything right now. And I think I will. I'm kind of looking at the map here. Am I right in front of the altar?
You are. About, I guess you're about 15 feet away from the golem.
Yeah, I can kind of see.
You're right on the edge of the
And
stairs.
can I ask a question
Of course.
about what a golem is?
It's a construct, like a robot, essentially.
But instead of being
But
made out
it's-
of metal, it's made out of some gem-like or stone material.
This one is made out of gold, as you
That's
can
pretty
tell.
unusual.
And
Lots of looting to be done after.
and it's magically kind of brought
Yeah.
to life.
Yeah, so
That's cool.
I think what I will do is I will try to move back a bit. Actually, I think I'm just going to go for an attack before I do this, even though I'm blind. Does it look like I was close enough before I got blinded that I might have been able to hit it with my sword? Like, was it that close?
I mean, you're 15 feet away, so you.
Oh, yes. So I think what I'll do then is I kind of like, after I get blinded, I'm going to move back down toward the stairs for like cover.
Okay.
But I kind of like shoot an eldritch blast out of my hand. I actually will shoot 2
All right. Roll.
out of my hand
Dope.
just as but I have to roll with disadvantage,
Yes,
I'm
you
sure.
do. Yes, you do. Good job.
Okay.
Oof.
Okay.
Yeah, so I only got, my lowest was a 12
Hey, mate.
on the first one out of my hand. I actually will shoot.
Oh,
Could you hear me?
Yeah, somebody has the show up on their computer. If you do, just mute it.
It was me, sir.
That's all right. I'm like, we have a
Trying to
weird
check out
echo.
the
Huge
terrain.
fan.
Yeah.
That's
so,
okay. Just mute it. It's fine. Yeah. So that definitely misses Otto.
Right,
As,
okay.
As you're stumbling backwards and you fire it off, and you just see the blast just go wide.
Okay, maybe my second lowest is on my second beam was an 18.
18 actually hits, so you get a
All
lucky.
right.
What?
The rest of you watch as he can't even see, and he's stumbling back. And the first one goes wide, but the second one just hits it right in the chest.
Yeah.
I don't see
Sometimes
anything, but I
it pays to
assume.
be lucky, not good, my friends. I
just hear. I hear this. I'm hearing it blasting. I'm like, I just turn. I don't know what's going on. I'm just like, what? It's just kind of stumbling around.
I'm like,
What's happening?
big golem, something. And I'm running back. I deal 11 force damage to the golem.
All right, got it.
And I will try to duck, like, if you're looking at the mini cam, I would
Yep.
say like south of that dog statue if I can get there.
Yeah, okay. We'll say that you kind of. I'm gonna say you can jump down or kind of fall down here. Let's see. 10, 15, 20. Yeah, I think you get over here.
Yeah.
Let me see where.
So that's what I imagine is he gets kind of blinded and he just blasts out behind him, kind of covering fire as he takes some cover down
Yeah,
there.
you stumble backwards. You feel the base of the statue at your back, and you feel your way around and kind of lower down, hiding best you can, waiting for your
And in
vision
fact,
to return.
I haven't used my bonus action yet.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and do a bardic inspiration. I will say out to Tabby, just kill it, please, quickly.
Okay. All right.
You seem super inspired.
She's inspired. She's a little concerned that he can't really see, and she's like, okay. So, it's my turn, right?
It is your turn.
Okay. So Tabby kind of dusts herself off for a second, and she connects with Snack mentally, and then, if it was a movie, she would flip her hair and say, "It's snack time," and basically,
it's snack time.
Wow.
Oh, yes.
I approve.
I don't know. It's corny, but just embrace it.
It's beautiful.
Okay, so for the first time ever, I'm going to have Snack use once per long rest. The cat can use a form of mental attack that creates confusion and causes advantage on the cat's neck.
Whoa.
On
Confusion.
the gun. Does that happen? Because does that have a brain?
It does not have a brain, so you would try that. You would. Well, you don't know.
That's
I mean,
fine.
you would try it, but it wouldn't work.
It's our first time. We're gonna attempt. What about the
Yeah.
other two things? With the head up the side. Do those have brains?
Hold on a sec. Let me look at the notes for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh. Let's see.
Okay.
That way, Seville, he knows better than to try his mind hammer.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
So what are you
Not
talking
this
about the
time.
like pounce or what else do you want to try?
At the bottom of the notes, it says
Oh yeah.
the mental
no,
attack.
No, that's I mean you have to try or not. I can't tell you before trying.
Yeah,
if
we're
it's
gonna try it because we don't know.
Okay.
I was asking you, does it have a brain? But the choice from the character is that the character is going to attempt this for the first time.
So roll actually roll an animal handling check for Snack because we're still in the bonding kind of phase
Okay.
for the two of you.
In the bonding phase. And
Okay, and you know what? I'm not gonna say that you rolled that well.
Well, I think you between the
it's
fear
11 total.
Yeah, between the fear of you seeing now Dagmara stumbling around next to you and Otto having like collapsed off the dais, like holding his eyes and screaming out to get it. This kind of fearful moment, you try to connect with Snack, but your mind is in too many places. You just can't seem to make that connection. But Snack, for his part, is just like getting low and kind of, and you see its fur kind of ripple, and suddenly he's a little bit harder to see. Although he's just primer gray right now. I'll paint him. He's new, or she. But suddenly the color changes into a mix of the stone floor and the vines that you see growing through this room. And Snack is really hard to see now.
So, I just have a moment where I'm like noticing this blending happening, and it's almost just like everything freezes, and she's just like, huh, interesting. And then she just like shakes it off, and then I'm going to toss my blink dagger at this gold figured golem thing's Achilles tendon, and then use my movement to duck kind of like opposite of where Otto went, into that kind of like dark corner on the other side of the other
statue, which is actually where Seville is hiding back there.
Great, I'm gonna go join Seville.
Okay, so roll your attack, and I'm gonna say you run over here. You can make it no problem.
All right.
You're now hidden behind the statue.
Let me go back to actions. I rolled a 14. Blink dagger is 14 plus 6. So I would hope that I hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. 1d4 plus 3.
Second, I couldn't.
And
do
what does
14
the
plus
bardic
6.
inspiration do?
You can roll a d6 if you want to add to your roll, but before I tell you if you were successful or not, so it's up to you to use it.
Okay, we're not gonna use it right now because I might need it later. I rolled a 4 on damage, and then we add 5, 6, 7. So 7 total
points.
damage.
Okay, great.
And the rest of Snack's action, I would like Snack to kind of duck over by where Otto is.
Oh, okay.
Apart from each other.
All right. Go ahead and roll one more animal handling check, because he was gonna, or she, hello. Snack was gonna follow you unless you can make this connection. I'm gonna say you kind of mentally project Otto's image as you're running.
11?
Yeah. The cat just comes over behind you.
Look, things don't always go to plan.
No, it doesn't.
But we'll figure it out.
Okay. Now, we actually have, I'm going to call it a layer action, but it's not really, it's not something that's going to repeat. But you're going to see, as you're standing there, Otto, you're going to hear this. You're not going to see it, but the rest of you, you see the heads of the griffin statues turn, and Dagmara, one looks down at you. You can't see it either. And you suddenly just feel this kind of warmth, like the sun hits you again. Doesn't hurt, nothing happens. Otto, you feel it too, but the rest of you see there's kind of this glowing aura around the two of them. The rest of you, the beam passes over you, but nothing happens. All right, Dagmara, you're up.
So I feel this warmth, and I'm turning, and I'm still blind, I suppose, and I'm just trying to act towards the direction of this golem, and I'm thinking in my mind, it's made out of metal. It should corrode or get destroyed if I just start forming, like as much as I can, like orient myself towards this thing, wherever it is, wherever I hear it, I start forming this like giant bubble of acid, and just like as much as I can, I hurl it towards it, like without even seeing where it's going. I'm hoping it's going towards it, but I cast acid splash.
Acid splash, okay.
Acid splash.
All right, roll your attack and let me know what you got, and roll it at disadvantage, please.
Okay.
And actually,
how much of a disadvantage is that?
Just roll your d20 twice and take the lower number.
Gotcha.
And Otto, I actually realized, because that first attack actually happened outside
11.
initiative order, technically your eyesight now comes back to you because it was at the end of your next turn. So because you started, so you
I can see.
You see it turns down and looks at you, and this kind of glowing field hits you, and as it looks away, you still have this kind of glowing essence around you. It doesn't hurt, but it's there. Can't shake it off or anything. It's just this kind of glowing light.
I'm just like, oh dear.
What'd you get, Dagmara?
I got 18 and 11, so taking 11.
11 total, yeah. So you kind of release this ball of acid, and it doesn't even go in the right direction, and it goes off like 20 feet off to the right, and you see it hit the stone and sizzle.
Do I see at all at this point, or just here?
Not yet. At the end of this turn, your eyesight will come back.
Gotcha. I'm just gonna ask, did it hit? Did it hit? Anyone?
Sorry, no.
Okay. And I just, at this point, I'm just gonna like
more to the left.
Okay. And I just I feel the ground. I get to the ground, I feel it, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna like kind of roll to hopefully the shrubbery if I can get to it.
Which direction you want to go? Like up to the upper right corner, or do you want to go down towards Otto?
Which one am I closest to right now?
You're closest. Erised is right behind you. You're, in case you can't see, you're like, bink, bink, right there. Which you can't see because you're like camouflaged.
Yeah, just right there. Yeah, I might hide behind the left one, the left statue, right here that I see. And before I do that, however, as a bonus action, I would like to, I just kind of go back and I touch Erised's hand if she's close enough to just be reached to. But as I touch her, I just imbue her with dragon's breath, and I just say, okay, maybe you have more luck. And then I just roll back to behind that statue.
Okay. Move you over here. Erised, you see her reach out that hand, you touch it, you feel that magic energy pulse through you, and suddenly realize you've got some extra power. All right. It's Seville's turn.
All right. Seville is going to...
And just so you know, he's over here on the far side, kind of like middle of the other griffin over there.
Okay, he's over there. I think what he will do is there anyone else?
I'm right there, and so is Snack.
Okay, you're right next to him. Okay, so I think what he'll do is kind of go up to it from those side stairs, and if he needs to, he'll use his cunning action to dash.
Okay.
If he however much space he needs.
Yeah, let's see. Oh, snacks.
And are we still looking to save passwords here, or it was just that was it?
It
One
feels like
long
the
word?
moment's passed, or is that just me?
Yeah,
I don't know if it's gonna activate again.
You want him to go all the way up? He can make it.
Yeah, if he can get within melee and
Yeah, using his bonus action, he can.
and he will cast the booming blade cantrip using his action.
There you go.
No.
And it says here, as part of the action used to cast this spell, you make a melee attack. So hopefully this will hit, and he'll get a sneak attack in addition to booming blade.
All right, we'll roll your
Hey.
attack.
Let me see what I get here.
This is such
I got a crit.
No
Oh,
way!
yes.
Wow, it's like Seville's actually here. Jeez.
Yeah, at first I thought it was an 8, like on D&D Beyond. It's the
Oh.
little B symbol.
It's glowing. Yeah, that's so cool.
and then it starts like glowing, and I'm like, oh, kind of
Hey.
cool. All right, well, Peter, here we go, buddy. This is gonna be
This
a
is gonna
lot.
This is gonna be big.
That's gonna be.
He can do a lot of damage.
Oh yeah, it'll be a
Oh,
lot.
yes.
So it'll be his. And then I double everything, right?
Yep. Yeah, double all the dice.
And that's
Double all
because of
the
sneak
dice.
attack?
So 2d8.
He's got to roll
Plus
sneak attack. Yeah, he'll get it because he's a
another 2d8.
swashbuckler. So
Oh, look at the zoom in.
plus 66.
bum, 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 bum.
It's a lot of dice.
Yeah, that's
a lot of
I mean
dice.
that's a critical hit.
Let me hit you with a 44.
Oh my god.
44?
Damn.
I don't think done that much damage like all together and during combat.
No, I'm pretty sure one time you had something really gnarly happen and did like 70 or something.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe.
That's huge. Okay.
If anybody can remember, then I'll be impressed. But somewhere I feel like you had
No,
like
you've
an
had-
even
yeah.
crazier one somehow.
You had a big one.
But
one
yeah,
time.
that was
Impressive.
So
fortuitous
Tabitha
indeed.
just like his snack is like, okay, show off.
Yeah, Seville don't play all this. He's getting in there, and he is just his sword is making mockery of this thing.
Yeah. Now, are you gonna leave him there? Because I realized he's got. Let's see. He can disengage just before swashbuckler. He doesn't even have to take that bonus action. But he's got like.
Did I need to use my cunning action to dash?
Yeah, did so.
So then my movement for this turn would have been 60.
Yeah, but you
I
didn't
don't know
have
how
a full
much of that I've
60.
used.
I'm gonna say you've got about another 15 left for retreat.
Okay. Maybe he'll go around to the back of it.
Oh, okay.
Does that set anybody up for a flank?
Not unless somebody comes up here.
Up on the.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll go around to the back of it.
Okay. All right, great. That is Seville's turn. Erisset, you are up. And yes, I rolled terribly for the golems. Oh, and Dagmara, your eyesight is back.
Oh,
Thank goodness.
well, yeah. Taking it in
How
right now.
far am I from the top of the platform from where I am right now?
You're about 60 feet.
Okay.
I would
Alright.
guess. Let me see. 5, 10. More like 65. And my players, on Slack, there is an overhead diagram with a grid. Obviously,
Yeah.
nobody saw that.
No, I did. I saw that. Yeah.
I
All
saw
right.
it.
Yes.
Chad,
Okay,
you
I
get-
didn't, but I'm excited to take a look.
Yeah, take a look if you need help with your movement. It's gridded accurately.
Yeah, that's really cool.
So if I'm watching
That's really helpful.
30, is my running speed 60?
You can dash, which is your action to go double your distance, but you won't be able to take an attack at that point. You could take a bonus action, but you wouldn't be able to take your actual attack.
Okay. Bonus action options would be. Well, I could use my Misty Step though. Can I combine my Misty Step and an attack?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
I believe Misty Step is a bonus action.
Okay, so this is the coolest thing. So I've been hanging back from all of this. I'm the last to go. And as it is, I've taken the longbow, the one that was in my dream. I've said, okay, you told me never give up. Be with me. And then, and I use my step, and I boom right up into the golem's face, and I vomit my dragon's breath onto it.
Hey!
Oh my god.
Okay, there it is.
I love
Oh!
it.
Face, and I point blank and pow with my longbow straight up.
Okay. Oh well, you can't.
Wow.
Can't use your longbow. Well, you could. It'd be a disadvantage, but which you have advantage on this attack. But do your breath first.
Okay.
Which actually,
Yeah.
I think it makes a dex save, or
Oh, is it? Oh yeah, makes sense. I was trying to pull it up, but
And I'm just there watching like, whoa. That's
So
hot.
I roll for my dragon's breath? That's how it works?
yeah, I think so.
You gotta be close to it, yeah, I think.
Really?
It has
no,
to try to move out of the
it's
way.
a dex. Yeah, it's a dex save. So it's not very dexterous. So
There we go.
yeah.
Oh,
That was a 6 minus 1. That's a 5. So it's like just like does not move at all.
how could I miss it? You know? Blindness. Hashtag blindness.
Yeah, that's why. All right, so you just barf up all of this acid all over. You see it hit the gold, and it's just like starts eating into it. Yeah. Strangely doesn't have that immunity, so yeah, it eats into it. And then I think, let's see, I'm trying to decide if that is that your action or bonus action to? No, you already used your bonus action. Yeah, so you can't take a second attack anyway. This is your attack, but it's a good one. Give me your damage for it.
Wait, the dragon's breath counts as my attack?
Yeah,
it's like your attack for this turn, basically.
but it's 3d6.
You can
like,
do 2 attacks.
But I have two-handed.
you can
Yeah.
do
but
2
you
attacks, but you essentially like cast a spell, which is your action. For this action, you can either attack twice with your weapons, or you can do this once.
Sorry. No.
Boo! What she came up with was cooler.
But it's 3d6. It could be a big hit. So
Okay.
roll d6 3 times.
3d6. I'm a dragon's breath that I've vomited up on this golem.
Okay.
4.
10,
14.
Okay, I'm liking it.
15.
15 total.
Wow, just keeps adding
That
on.
was good.
Okay. All right. That was good.
Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of damage?
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Oh yeah, you get to choose acid, cold, fire, lightning, or poison.
Would she have seen if the acid looked? Oh no, because it didn't hit it.
Acid.
Yeah, you already said. I'm sorry, you said acid. Yeah. So yeah, 15, all 15 points. It's like just eat into this thing. You see this beautiful golden construct now getting marred as the acid eats in, the gold melting into slag on its chest and starting to drip. Nice job.
Flanking somebody else? Where am I?
Heck yeah.
You are right in front of it, right here.
So I
And
guess I can't because it's movement step, but I can't really move away because that was my movement.
no, because you're out of movement and you've used your bonus action.
I
So yeah, you're there.
Okay.
Okay.
God, can I just? No, never mind. Never mind. No, never mind.
No? Okay.
I wanted to take a closer look at my longbow that was like so powerful when I had my dream.
Remember that for when you're not in combat. That's a great idea.
Okay.
Okay. So, all right. Good job. You guys are chipping away at this, though.
That's awesome.
All right.
Good.
So now it's the golem's turn, and
Oh no. Oh no.
it does recharge its enlightenment attack, but it's not going to use it yet. Erised, it looks down at you, and
Enlightenment, huh?
its left hand without the sword just comes down on top of you. That may not hit. 16. What's your AC?
Oh, thank you.
Oh.
Thank you, the Raven.
At 16.
At 16, okay, it hits.
The Raven who quaffed 514.
So, where's my D8? All right, it's 4. Ooh. Yeah. So, this first fist comes down, boom, with a slam attack.
I don't like that you said first fist.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is it? 14 points of bludgeoning damage as this fist just slams you.
Okay, no.
And as the fist comes away, the sword comes, and you hear it.
The sword.
You feel it like just like cutting the wind as it's racing for you.
Not
and
good.
nope, that one's cocked. Hold on. That is that's a 20, but not a crit. So that definitely hits.
Oh my gosh.
Damn. Is this all on Airset?
This is all in Airset.
Oh my gosh, there is that.
And she was being so brave.
I know.
Yes.
It's like a punishment.
What healing spells do I have?
17 points, Airset, of slashing damage as this blade. It almost.
my gosh.
It literally
Jesus,
feels like
man.
it's just gonna cut you in two as it passes over, easily cutting right through your armor and going through.
Oof.
And you see its eyes are glowing, but it doesn't release that attack.
And Snack kind of like tenses up because, of course, Arisette has been building a connection with Snack
And
as well.
And you see it turns, completely ignoring Seville.
Wow.
Gnarly.
Jumps down there, and it's out of movement. Otto, you see as it just jumps off the dais, landing on the stone. You see it crack underneath its weight, and it's just locked eyes with you. You're up. What would you like to do?
Could Seville use his reaction to opportunity attack it?
Yes. And actually, Arisette, you have a reaction as well. So both of you make opportunity attacks as it starts to move away.
Yep.
Can I take a shot with a dagger?
With your rapier. Probably your rapier.
A rapier?
Moon touched.
The moon
Yeah.
touch.
Hit him with the moon touch.
I guess to make up for my crit with Seville last time, he got a natural 1.
Oh no. He wasn't waiting for it. He thought it would stay up there.
Damn.
He's like fumbles to get his sword and just like walks away.
So I tried with my rapier. I tried to just stab it in the ankle.
Okay. Roll your attack.
It comes down to an 8. My rapier.
An 8? No, it does not hit. Okay.
I can't hear you that well.
I was just
texting
texting you. You need your headphones. We can't hear you at all. You beat me to it, Maddie.
Sorry, I'm just on the edge of my seat. I want to make sure she's gonna get this back.
I know.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was marble mouth all night. I'm on a tick.
No, you're fine.
However, that didn't hit, so Otto, you're up. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm up.
How's this? Is that better?
Oh, so much better.
Sounding good.
Alrighty, I'm so sorry about that.
Wow, you sound amazing now.
Oh my god.
That I rolled a 1. A 1. A 1.
So wow, we both rolled 1.
Well,
No,
We both
geez.
rolled 1s.
That's-
Oh my
yeah.
god.
Okay.
Okay, maybe I'll roll a 1 and get another chance.
And Arisette,
Oh my God.
it's not that you missed. You pulled your rapier out and you just hit it in the side, and it's like your rapier just hit a wall. Just you see it like barely like scuffed the gold a little bit, and it didn't even slow its stride as it started walking off. All right, what are you doing, Otto?
Yeah, I imagine that Arisette looks pretty hurt from that.
Yeah.
huh?
So do I see, if I look at the map here, given where he is, I'm kind of trying to see if I could, if I could fit. I think if I try to run right past it, it might go through its range. But if I were to crouch and go under I don't know if there's like any way around the statue, or maybe depending on how high it's sitting above the pedestal, like kind of roll under its belly or something.
Well, you can get
you have
room. You have room to get around. So there's a stalagmite that's right off to your left. Kind of. Let me back up a
And
little bit
that
more.
goes around its reach, seemingly.
Yeah, you could definitely, if you kind of hug to the wall down here,
Yeah.
you could go around without an opportunity attack.
But then where is Arisette?
Arisette is up here.
Kind of going.
On top of the platform.
Oh.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know how far I could get. I want to try to get to where within range to touch her.
Let me see.
So I would maybe, like I said, slide across the statue, or if that other way is more direct.
Going over the statue would be the kind of quicker route, for sure.
Yeah. So I think I'll try to do that and get to her if I can.
You could.
Actually, I have an idea. What
do you got?
I will cast on myself Expeditious Retreat, which is a bonus action.
Nice.
And it says here, this spell allows you to move at an incredible pace, so I'm concentrating. I'll be concentrating on a very short time, I suspect. But as a bonus action on this turn and on each of your turns, you can dash. So now I have 60 feet of movement, and I will run the long way to her.
Okay. Oh. All right, so we'll say...
Got this.
A bard always has a trick somewhere up their sleeve.
You get to her, no problem.
Yep. And I will now, as my action, cast Heroism on Airset. And it says here, so I sort of like crouch down. Are you still up, or did it knock you unconscious?
Yeah, I'm down.
Okay.
I'm not unconscious, but I'm down. I'm hurt.
Okay,
wait,
so yeah, I just kind of...
Are you at 0? What are you at?
I'm not at 0, no. I'm at...
Oh,
I mean, I'm allowed to tell you, and don't just like never ask a woman her
It just feels like
number.
so personal. Don't ask a woman.
I just
her
looked.
HP.
So, okay. I just need to know.
A little awkward.
Sorry.
I don't know. Let's just talk in generalizations. I'm here at about
You're on your feet. I have to make sure you're on your feet.
not quite 30. Let's call it a 22% if I'm on a good day and I have a good buffer.
22%. All right, I'm gonna...
Actually, I could tell you specifically if you'd really like me to, because that's...
No, I don't. I'm gonna come up and I rest a hand onto your shoulder and look at you, and I kind of am like looking back at the golem, and I'm just like, we'll get through this. You know, I'm not letting you go down. And it says here that the creature is immune to being frightened and gains temporary hit points equal to my spellcasting modifier, which is 5, at the start of each turn while I'm concentrating on this. So you, at the start of each of your turns, will get 5 temporary hit points.
Oh, wow.
So don't forget that, is that?
That's so helpful.
and help me remember. So I don't know how much movement I have beyond that, but it looked like this thing was going straight for me.
It looked like
How
it
much
was.
of my 60 did I cash in about?
You've got about another 5 feet. So.
All right, I'll go ahead and get another 5 feet further and just sort of like face off at it.
Okay, we'll say move away over here.
And I say, I have a feeling it's going to come this way. And so I'm now not concentrating on Expeditious Retreat anymore, but rather concentrating on this spell.
Got it. All right. Oh, so you're concentrating. Good. Okay. Tabitha, you and Snack are up. What do you like to do?
Okay.
I'm gonna back you
So,
out a little bit. So.
As you remember, last turn, she threw her blink dagger. And so, this is what she's going to go for this turn. She is going to sprint up the stairs, maybe jump up the stairs, 2 stairs at a time. She's getting up the stairs, parkouring it, and she's recall her blink dagger as she leaps from the stairs onto this thing's back to try to stab in the neck area.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, good neck stab.
Let's hope
Tabby.
it works.
You got this, Tabs.
Okay.
Nick, stab that thing.
Oh, no, you're down. Okay.
Wrong.
All right. So you can get so 30 feet there. If you're going to use your bonus action to recall.
Yeah, she can use her cutting action to To dash? Does she need more distance?
She needs a little bit more distance. Yeah, you need just a touch more distance. But if you're gonna bonus action recall your dagger, you may want to like leave it there and pull a different weapon.
I wonder, does it seem possible that if she used her bonus action to dash, she could, well, yeah, I guess she'd have to retrieve it somehow.
Okay, well then scratch that. I was going for cool, but I can come up with something different.
I would say if you don't recall the dagger, but instead jump on its back and like I'll let you kind of grab the dagger and attack with it if you want.
That's what I was kind of thinking. Yeah.
So use your bonus action and you can end up on its back and you just retrieve your dagger with your hand instead of blinking it back.
You had to like jump where the dagger was, basically. Is that right, Jeff?
Well, we'll just say you kind of scramble over. It's probably stuck in its chest.
Wait, so did
I still get to jump?
Yeah, you can make it there, but you're using now your bonus action to get the distance to get there. So you can have your dagger if you want. It's not as dope as if you recalled it to your hand in midair, but you can't do all those things.
Okay, well, just if she would do all those things. I'm still imagining that in my head. Just to let everyone know.
Maddie's mad at me because of the rules. I see what's happening.
I don't like the rules.
I see that.
I think that my idea was cooler. Okay, so she definitely hit. I rolled a 16. The blink dagger has +6.
Okay, yep, that definitely hits.
Nice.
And can I use, so I got a 4 +3 for damage.
Okay.
So I definitely hit it. And then can I also use my Bardic Inspiration for extra damage, or can I get sneak attack for extra damage?
But I'm gonna say you could probably get your sneak attack because it is, I think that you could get away with.
How many times do I roll this? 3?
Yeah.
Okay. 4.
Yeah.
6.
10.
5.
15. Woo!
Plus the additional, what was that, 7?
Yeah, 22.
7,
That's pretty solid.
Okay.
All right, 22 total. Nice.
That's very good.
Nice.
Okay.
All right.
And she's stuck there, but we also have Snack.
All right.
And Snack is going to just easily just kind of scoot over to me and then go for a pounce attack as well.
Okay. All right, let's see. It can get there, no problem. So, boom, pounce attack.
Okay,
right.
And that is, do I need to roll for it?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I'm rolling just a d20.
Yep, roll d20.
15. Okay, pounce. If a shadow cat moves at least 20 feet towards a creature and then hits it with a claw attack on the same turn, the target must succeed on a DC 13 strength saving throw or be knocked prone. If the target is prone, the cat can make one bite attack against it as a bonus action.
Okay.
That'd be so sick if it knocked the golem prone.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
It got 16 though. It's got a +6 to its strength. This thing is pretty strong. So
that makes sense.
Yeah.
What a surprise.
But does it still damage it with its claw? Or
no, not if the pounce is an action, so
I got it.
It's a special attack. But
and when I'm rolling pounce, does it like get any? Do I add anything to it, or is it just whatever I rolled straight?
I it's not on there, but I went ahead and added +4, which is what she has on her other attacks. So you can make a note of that.
Okay.
All right, so that is Snack's turn, Tab's turn. Dagmara, you are up. Your vision is returned. You still see that you and Otto, well, you can't see Otto from where you're at now, but before he ran off, you have this kind of glowing golden energy that seems to be swirling about you, lighting up the area near you. And the golem is now staring straight at you as Otto made his way and got out of there. What would you like to do?
Interesting. Well, I'm taking this energy as if it has something good to do, then I might as well use it soon. So what I want to do is, and this is very much inspired by The Lord of the Rings by Legolas. Oh my goodness. So I'm the usual spellcaster, but right now I'm going to combine it with a melee attack. So what I want to attempt to do is if I can climb up on that statue, run up the statue because it's at a higher ground, and jump onto the golem. Should I tell you what I'm attempting to do so we can see that it works? I want to take out either my dagger or my bow and imbue it with my green flame blade so I can, as I attack it, actually cast this spell, which will affect it with fire damage as well. I want to stab it in the eye if I can. Yeah. So really want to try to do this Legolas style.
Green flame.
Circa the troll in Moria.
You can definitely.
Oh, I love it.
You can definitely get there. I can't have you.
All right.
But yeah, we'll say you're on him. All
so
right.
yes. So I just like climb up. I run. Did I get on?
Yeah, you made it. Yep. Actually, roll an acrobatics check for me. It
would be amazing if I was to jump and just like lodged the dagger into its eye and just like hung on it for a second. And then made my way up.
That'd be pretty cool. Roll an acrobatics check for me. Tabby, I will say when you had your attack, you managed to like pry a whole plate off of its shoulder, and you can see these golden gears and
so that's what I'm gonna go for.
Mechanisms underneath.
Yeah, the golden gears.
Thank you, Tabby. That's what I'll go for. I'll do the eye. I'll do the eye, and then I'll see if I can get an extra thing.
Okay.
But acrobatics is 16 total.
Yeah, so no problem. You just run, jump, just total Legolas style, like, fly through the air, land.
To the eye.
Yes, I love
it. Then 1d6 for the 1d8 for the fire damage.
Did you roll your attack for the strike?
Not yet, actually.
You have to make a melee attack, and then that spell will. So just roll your.
Okay, wait. Doing that right now.
attack.
Oh my gosh! Natural 20.
Oh
yeah! Woo!
Skull splitter.
Splitter. Literally, yes. Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's true.
So that makes it, and then 1d8.
Yeah.
Well, it'll be double.
Yeah. Roll your dice and then double any dice that you roll for the damage. You double it, and then add any modifiers.
Oh, right. Okay, hold on.
Okay.
I got a 7. That's double. That's 14.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
We like that so far, yeah.
Yes.
We like.
Very nice indeed.
And that was for the spell. Did you roll for the weapon attack? Still hits as well.
So the natural 20. Oh, natural 20. Let me
It's
see.
the
Delvers. Hello. Hey, our friends. Hello, welcome.
What's up?
And then attack, I get a 17.
Okay.
No, your attack already hit. We just need the damage for the weapon.
Sorry, damage. Well, that was. Oh wait, is it damage? It's just my dagger, right?
Yeah.
But did you also double the damage from the green flame blade part? That's what I was gonna.
I hit. Well, that was a 1d8, and I doubled it to 7. But
but also from
14.
the actual weapon, right?
That's what she's doing now.
Too?
That's
what I'm doing. So that was. I rolled it. That was a d20, yeah.
No, it's already included.
Yeah, you critted on it. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
So we just roll a d4 and tell me.
D4. Sorry, yeah.
That's right.
Okay, yeah, that's what it is.
Okay, D4 is 2.
2. Okay.
I rolled 2.
All right, so we'll add another 4 to that. Okay,
so that's 14 and 4. That's 18.
18 total. That's a good hit.
Not too bad. Not too bad.
Not too bad. The stab and hit
in the eye.
Classic move.
No
Love
complaints.
that move.
And actually, Dagmara, as you see, the blade goes right into the eye. There's an explosion of light as you just see, and it just like it blinds you for just a second, but your eyesight quickly returns, and you can see that now one is glowing and one is not.
Eye for an eye.
Oh, all right.
Right.
Exciting.
Anything else you want to do, or is that your turn?
As a little bonus action, I mean, man, I kind of I don't know if it probably is going to be too dangerous to stay on its back, but if I can just at least move to the back of its head to kind of prepare myself for a potential next attack.
Actually, Tabitha still is on the back. So
you're on the back. I'm sorry.
Tabitha's on the back, and you're on the front.
In that case,
and just like.
In that case, I just like look at Tabby. I'm like, "Get going, Tabby. We got this."
Okay, great.
We can't even do like a little
high five moment.
Yeah. And I just like, as I do a high five, I just like hang on again because I almost fall.
There you go. Love it.
I think I'm just gonna, if possible, I might just like drop from it if I can disengage and like roll back if I have that much movement as an extra movement.
Yeah, you have, let's see. Yeah,
let's make the dog pile like our signature team move.
You have about 10
Start
feet.
doing this to every enemy from now on.
I like that.
Dagmar, you have 10 feet if you want to move.
Okay, yeah, so I'm just gonna just pull the blade back, jump back down, and just kind of roll back behind the statue if I can, or on the side of the statue.
Let's see, so you're down. Yeah, you can't get very far, but you're right there.
I mean, would it be safer to stay on its back at this point?
It's your call. You're on his front, not his back, but.
Yeah. Okay. I'll stay. Yeah. I'll go back behind that statue, like on the side, off to the side. Yeah.
Okay. Seville is up.
Seville, yes, of course.
And then Ariset, you're up after that.
I think he will. Just looking over some of his various tricks, he has quite a few here. But I believe he will use his, I guess it's called Breg Lug. He gave his weapon, it's a silvered weapon, which is what I think he normally uses. He's going to rush up to it if he can get there.
Like a sword?
Yes, I believe it's a dagger. Judging by the damage is 1d4.
Yeah, it's a dagger.
And he'll grip this dagger, sort of reversed style, and try to stab it into this thing's side of its like hip area, however high he can reach while it's preoccupied with Tabby.
Oh, this is actually his whip.
Oh, is that what it is? Yeah.
Yeah. So he's got. He does have a rapier if you want to use that instead.
Yeah. Is it? You said it's since Dagmara jumped down. She opened part of its head, right? And there's gears in there?
Like blew out one of the eyes, basically. But Tabitha
and then what
pulled
did
it.
I knock off?
Tabitha knocked off like a shoulder plate, so you can see the gears moving the shoulder.
All right. So here's what Seville's gonna do. He reaches a hand toward his rapier, like maybe he's about to charge in, and then he like stops and looks, and his keen Mendalil elven eyes narrow in on the opening. Where are the gears like turning?
Yeah, you can just probably see him like they're like kind of whirling as it moves.
And he stops and kind of squints, and then he takes a dagger that he like throws up into the air, and it like rotates a few times, and he catches it by the knife tip. And then he reaches back and he just tries to throw a dagger so expertly that he will nail it in between these running gears.
Yes.
Okay, you're gonna need a good roll on this one. Let's see what you got.
I know.
gosh.
I imagine so. Let me see.
Oh, that would be epic.
Natural 15 plus 8. Sorry. Plus.
Oh my gosh.
What is dagger? 7. So 15 plus 7, 22.
Okay, 22. Yeah, it definitely hits.
All right.
You all watch as the dagger just goes through the air, and it moves a little bit, just lines up perfectly.
Behind him.
Yeah, Tabitha just moves out of the way, and it comes in from the side and just jams right into the gears. And you see its hand kind of freeze, and its head looks down a little bit at it.
Yeah.
And Seville just kind of gives like a little smirk.
Yeah. Nice. All right.
I see that and I get even more excited, especially because now I have this encouragement.
Oh, I thought you meant because he was such a dreamboat.
I mean, all of it. I'm all of it. I'm like really charged. So I'm like,
wait, there's that. Hold on. Is there anything else that Seville's doing, or is that it?
Oh, okay, good point. So my bonus action, I could dash and take cover somewhere, maybe. I think he'll nobly stand about midway on the stairs, blocking him from. Does Otto still have the glowing around him, or is it all over just over Dagmara?
It's on you and Dagmara.
Yeah, so he'll kind of form a path between exactly where you put him.
Okay, great.
And that'll end his turn.
Great. Okay, Erisette, go ahead.
all right. So I cast Planar Warrior on this golem before I take my bow, and then
Planar Warrior!
barely aim it right at the eye.
Yeah.
Okay, and I take my shot. Now, question: am I in position to be able to?
So I was gonna say you are looking at the back of its head.
You know what I just realized we needed?
Yeah.
We need like NPCs like a party has in like
Okay,
an
so I
anime.
go for the back of the neck. I go for the back of the neck. Okay.
Okay.
And again, Tabitha is just ducking. Kind of
Okay, yeah, I know. As all these weapons come in.
These things come flying at her.
Hey!
Okay.
All right, remain calm. Remain calm.
The first hit is a 25.
That hits.
Yes.
So that'll be an extra 1d8 also. So this is all very promising stuff.
What I was gonna say, Marty, though, is we need the anime NPCs who are standing there and explaining all our abilities as we use them. Like, she just used Planar Warrior. Don't you know? That means she'll deal force damage. And like, just people who are kind of like
Little
you know,
comments.
That would actually be very handy.
Yes, that'd be great. So that's a 12 first off. That's the first arrow is a 12 to the base of the neck of damage.
Wow, very nice.
Okay.
Okay.
I love it.
And then I just, without missing another beat, I go with the other
Okay.
arrow and match the next arrow. That one's cocked. Hold on. They're with me.
And for those of you at home who think that Erisette's always rolling with advantage, she's rolling with a crystal. Because I know it always sounds like you have multiple d20s, but she doesn't. She only has one.
The jury's out whether they actually do anything or not, but yes, I am always rolling with a crystal. So let's see.
Roll with your crystal.
I got an 18. This
18
time.
just hits.
Yes.
So,
I needed it. Needed it.
Yeah.
Needed it.
anything happened to the body after these two arrows hit?
Well, the first one just buries itself in a crease in the neck. She had such a great hit. So you see, like right where you're hanging on, the arrow kind of comes over your like left shoulder, and you see it just dig down into the like soft gold of this fold here, and then Erisette, your second one.
It's a 12 damage.
12 damage. Where do you want that one? Where are you aiming that one at?
Same place. I'm going straight.
Okay.
I'm trying to behead it.
So you just
with
see like
arrows.
right at the back crease of the neck, like right over your shoulder, Tabitha, like inches from your face. These two arrows just expertly, almost like again Legolas style, just right next to each other. Really nicely done.
The OG.
Nice.
In an ideal day, I would have blown its head clear off.
I'm sorry, Erisette. What was the second damage?
12.
12 again. Okay, good. Wow, nice. This okay, and now you see this thing is. Is there anything else you want to do, by the way, with your turn?
I don't think I have anything else because I used my bonus action already, so
You
I don't
can
have
move
any
though.
movement.
You know you have 30 feet of movement. Yeah.
I do? Okay, then let's see. I want to. I'm actually gonna go with Otto's suggestion, and we're gonna dogpile this motherfucker, and I'm gonna come as close as I can to the back of it. So if need be, I can jump on its back and stab it in the kidneys. Where tentacle kidneys.
I was like, yes, keep it away from me. I mean, yes, good tactics.
I wish I
And
could.
Tabitha just looks down below her, where I would imagine the kidneys would be. She's like, "Great, you just nearly chopped my head, and now we're going for my ass."
I
Wow.
was sad. I mean, Tabitha, I've got good aim. Don't worry. Just
Erisette,
keep ducking.
just for fun, roll an acrobatics check because you're jumping on the back and Tabitha's already holding onto the back. Let's see if you can
Just for fun, like we believe you.
Just see what happens. Just for shit giggles.
Just to try to fuck you up.
Hey, you're the one doing this. I'm not doing it.
Spoken like a true princess. I love it.
It would be a 9.
9.
Oh.
I say you land kind of smushing Tabitha as you jump, and you kind of judge the jump wrong. So you come in with too much force, kind of slam onto her, and as you were starting to go, you kind of fall and slip.
You're not as small as me.
And
Sorry. And then my hand, my face goes in her, I mush her, and I'm just, sorry. That's so, and then I just get off because that was just not great. But I'll be flanking that thing.
Gotta walk it off.
You're right. Tabitha's still holding on. You are right at its feet behind it.
Okay.
Right behind it. Okay.
And I'm
Ridiculous heel.
sorry, Tabs, and I kind of smack her butt, and I'm like, sorry.
You smack her butt.
Yeah.
Like a, get it.
Tabitha just kind of has
like a sport.
Like a
Feeling
baseball.
frisky.
A baseball situation.
All right.
Yeah, is that what they do in baseball? Yes.
Oh yeah, a lot of
Exactly.
slapping butt.
A lot of
Yes,
butt
that's exactly.
Brotherhood, sisterhood.
Yes,
Yeah.
we've got this.
Yeah, you got it.
Don't worry that was
Let's go,
just super
fam.
awkward and I mushed you. We got this. Gollum.
It's fine. Little trickle of blood coming out of
Yeah.
Tabitha's
Otto's
mouth.
just watching it from the top of the thing, and he's like,
All right. Yeah.
I'll take it.
I imagine Seville is quite impressed.
And now it's the Golem's turn again, and Dagmara, it's looking at you, and you see it first
stayed
moves.
up.
It moves close to you, and it goes to move its arm, and you can see its arm just and it's just kind of you see the
Like
gears are trying to. You see Seville's dagger buried in the gear, starting to bend a little bit as it's trying to force and make that arm work, but instead it just brings the sword up and just brings it down straight on top of you.
Oh no. Nothing I can do, huh?
No.
No.
I should have stayed on the thing.
That's a 20. That's a 23 to hit. So that hits.
You know, sometimes you don't even really need to ask, do you?
Oh no. I'm learning.
Because you kind of know. You kind of know.
Learning
That
it.
wasn't good.
Yeah,
That wasn't good.
because Legolas jumped up thing, and I was like, maybe I should do it like Legolas does it. Clearly not good enough.
Oh.
Okay.
And I forgot,
Was that
because you are
peak?
glowing with this energy, it actually has advantage on you.
Oh no.
Oh,
So
what?
excited for a
But
second.
it didn't matter. But it's a big hit. It's 17 points of slashing damage as the sword just comes down, just slices you open. You manage to you pull back a little bit, but it just rips open your chest as it just goes down. The blade.
How many turns have you had this
Just imagine
encounter?
the blood and
Me
all that.
too.
Okay, you should have 10 temporary hit points
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Oh, wow.
from my heroism.
Don't I have
Thank you.
5?
Can I share any of them with others?
No, it's only you for now.
Oh, didn't you say
I got
to
you.
everyone
I
else?
it's just for
I got
Ariset.
you.
Got me.
All right, that's okay.
I got you.
got
I got
11
my
left.
eye on you.
All right.
Dagmara.
Well,
As that first blade rips you open, you see the blade comes around again, but he doesn't
Oh, no.
slice. It comes down with its fist and the butt
miss,
of the blade
please.
right on top. That was 17, but it has advantage, and that one's cocked. Just making sure I don't get a crit. Nope, it hits you, but no crit. But it's 6. That's for 12 points of slashing damage on that second attack.
I'm dead.
You're down?
Are you down?
I'm down. Yeah, I had 11.
You all see as Dagmara just goes down.
I got you.
And it turns.
I'm like spitting blood and
Oh, no.
that's
I'm just like, no!
oh my. Let's commemorate this
And
moment.
it's heading for Otto now. Ariset, Tabitha, and Snack all get attacks of opportunity on this thing.
Oh, you good.
Great.
Okay.
Okay. Can I say what mine is? Yep. Okay. So
Next time I'm staying
what's
on.
an opportunity attack? Can I just do anything that I would do in a normal attack?
You have to use one of your melee weapons.
that you have out.
Yeah. So
Okay, so
your
I think I
dagger
still
or your
have my dagger in my hand. I would like to use my dagger in my hand and use my cunning action to use an object. And I would like to use a hammer that I have in my gear kit and dig my dagger, stab it into one of the holes where the arrow is in its neck, and then use the hammer to like pound it in and then try to pry it up so that like in theory like the head kind of would start popping off.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
I'll tell you,
Yeah.
Tabitha, this is what I'm going to do for you. Here's my DM deal for the day, because on a reaction, it's like somebody just runs away from you. You have basically just enough time to do your attack really quickly. But I'm gonna say you were already thinking about this fucking golem, and you had been, as you're holding on, reaching into your pack, and you've pulled out your hammer.
I have very fast hands.
Yeah,
Yes.
and so as it turns, and actually you're still holding on to it. So, and yeah, go for it. Roll your attack.
Thank you.
Let's see what
DM
happens.
deal for the day. I'll
Yeah.
take the deal.
Yeah.
Good deal.
This is your one time.
No
one time.
deal. No deal.
One time deal only.
Intense
We
music.
do. We need like coupons.
Okay.
I'm gonna buy like DM Groupons on roleplayers.com.
And it's
Okay.
all about like negotiations for shit you can do on your turn.
Yes,
I like it.
yes, for like bullshit. What you wanna?
Does 12 work?
12 does not work.
Kill
So
one,
you
kill second for free.
you got it, and you're holding on. I think the problem is that like you've got the dagger in there, and you start to take your hand off, and you're holding onto its back, and you start to fall, and you scramble again, and you're trying to like hold
There's
on with
nothing
an
for my
elbow.
legs to grip onto.
Yeah.
It's a very smooth body.
And so
No,
you
what if
you
I
do
run
it.
under her? What if I run under her and hold her up?
No. This is a reaction. And so you've got, and it goes in a little bit, but you just can't. It's not the right
fine.
spot to drive it in.
Hey.
Erisette,
If your hands are sweaty enough, you could like hold on to that thing, you know?
No, I get sweaty hands, and believe me, you slide off with that shit. It's just like oil. It's
Erisette,
like,
what is
Be a
your
little slower.
reaction?
my reaction is to try and the rapier thing to like try to just get like uppercut right into it.
All right.
Taking a
Roll
page out of
your
Tabitha's
rapier
book.
thing attack. And let's see what you get.
My rapier thing attack is going.
And you guys
right
are
up
all
in
watching
there.
as it's making its way towards Otto. Like its left leg is starting to drag a little bit, and you hear like you hear this kind of like skipping gears, and it's looking kind of rough.
Yeah. It's gonna look rougher right now because I just rolled a 26, motherfucker.
Hey.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and that would
Here's
be a
to
9
that.
damage on that.
9
Sorry,
damage.
I love the filthy mouth tonight.
I know.
No.
I know. Thank you.
on it.
I really
No
appreciate it.
problem.
Yeah. Sorry. Or Erisette, you
Kiss
right
off
there.
Erisette.
You were right there behind, so when it turned, it exposed like a gap between the plates, and you just jab it right up there and kind of pull, and you feel it like cutting as it's inside there. Nice job.
And I twist it too.
Oh, with the twist.
Hey.
Twin.
With a twist.
Tickle
And
that
it's
thing.
All right, Otto, you're up, and you're seeing this thing. It's totally beaten up now. You see one eye is missing, the other eye still glowing. It seems intent on you.
Well, it seems intent on me, does it?
I look out and it looks like it's if I'm looking at this right, this seems like something I could do. I reach out my hands and they're kind of poised in a spell casting manner. And if I believe I could center this 10-foot radius closer to it so that it would hit it and not my friends, that's what I would want to do. If that makes sense.
It does make
Maybe
sense.
if I cheated it a bit to Otto's right, it doesn't look like if I put it on the outer blast of a 10-foot.
Yeah, I'd say if you're really careful, since Tabitha's holding on the back, but there's enough space there to drop that if you're really careful with it.
Yeah, I'll try to drop it really carefully to make it hit, be a part of this blast, but not right at the epicenter.
Roll an intelligence check for me.
Okay.
Just straight and whatever modifier you have, you can add it.
I got 14.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. I will set this blast to hit it, and it is a shatter spell.
Oh.
And it says here very interestingly that while the creature would make a con saving throw, if the creature is made of an inorganic material such as stone, crystal, or metal, it has disadvantage on its saving throw.
That's nice.
Well.
Well, this is made of organic gold, all right?
No.
All right. That first one's an 18.
Okay, do less better next time.
Plus
All
it's
the nerds
5.
in the house are like, yes.
Oh, that one missed completely. That was a 19. And that was a 14 plus 5, so 19.
Okay, it will save. However, it will take half of the damage.
Tell me what the damage is. This thing's looking pretty beat.
Yep. So that will be. Let me make sure I check a spell slot.
Hey! Welcome.
Rating party.
Hello.
Rated.
Hello, new people. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
You're just in
Welcome,
time to
everyone.
see how much damage my, or shall I say, half damage for my shatter spell.
Oh, yes, indeed. One of us is almost dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm gonna help you with that too.
Yeah, and we're
Wow.
very
This
vindictive with how he hurts our
multifunctional
friends.
bard lock.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Wow. Hello.
Okay. Well,
Wow. We might get to our 500
so
tonight.
not super great. So 15, half of which is 7.
Oh, 7. Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
And
Okay.
so this spell just, you hear this like the explosion ricochets off the rock. You see pieces of stalactites falling down. All of you. Tabitha, you feel, I mean, it's just like the blast wave hits you. Your ears start ringing. Pieces, chunks of this thing are now falling off. You see when the whole pieces of this fall off and hit the ground, it immediately starts like melting and bubbling and turning to slag on its own.
No, the gold.
And
The
it's
gold.
just, and it's like, and it's really, really hurt.
It's not going to last much longer, everyone.
Good.
Where is Dagmara?
Neither is Dagmara.
Who's down
I'm getting to that.
to the bottom
still
of
coughing up
the
some
griffin,
blood.
the lower griffin.
Sure. So I think what I will do is kind of run straight down the stairs
Okay.
and kind of position myself once again like as far as 30 feet down the stairs would get me
Okay.
at a diagonal.
How close do you want to go to the golem?
I don't want to go close to it at all, like behind Seville,
Okay.
like straight down as if I were retreating from the room that direction. Like I want Seville to be between me and the golem.
Yeah.
Yeah, just straight down, not even.
That's 30. Well, I'd say because Snack's here, you could probably kind of get on the stairs
All right.
over here.
Yeah, but ideally I'd like to even be like, if where I started I went more straight, like in between the two statues.
Okay. Okay.
Sort
so
of
you
like
could-
where
you could-
Seville would be diagonally between me and the golem,
Got
if
it.
that's possible.
That's as far as you can get. On the other side of Snack.
Okay, so how far am I from Dagmara now?
You are 5, 10, 15, 20 feet.
Okay, great. So then I will cast Healing Word.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
But yeah, see, I don't know if I'm looking at this right, the angle of it. It looks like this thing could just get right up to me now. Like it could just come straight down. I kind of wanted to be further from it.
You're here. Seville is, I mean, That's.
You remember if you go back to where I started?
If you want to go like out this way, like that way.
Yeah, imagine if I just went straight down the stairs toward the door in between the two statues. Like there, yeah.
Nice.
You can go there.
Now we're talking.
I'm on such a delay, but I can't wait.
That's what Daddy wanted all along.
Well, there you go.
So now,
so how many feet? What's the range of the spell?
It's 60.
Oh yeah, you're fine.
Yeah. So, you will get 1d4 plus 5.
Oh my.
Spell casting points or health points back due to
That's
my.
amazing.
So let's see what I do.
So kind, sir.
3 plus 5, so 8.
Oh, it's plenty.
Yeah. So, Dagmara, you feel that healing energy just washes over your body, and as you felt your blood just seeping out of you, yeah, just perfect. Exactly.
Oh, thank you. I'm just like really taking in life again. Oh.
I just give you like a nod, and then I look over at this golem, seeing that it doesn't look like it'll last too much longer, hopefully.
Yeah. And I'm looking at this thing melting, and I'm like, wow. I'm just kind of like trying to get my head together again.
Yeah.
I'm feeling hopeful. Thank you, Otto.
Nice job, Otto. Tabitha, you are up.
Okay, so Tabitha is still on the back of this thing. This thing is not looking great.
This thing is
Chunks have
rough.
fallen off and started melting onto the floor. So she's going to shimmy up to sit on its shoulder.
Shimmy.
Oh, I love it.
And she's going to take out her rapier and then just do like a in its head.
Hey.
Okay.
If it works.
And yeah, and there are cracks now you see in the armor, so you see a spot, you can just drive it in. Go ahead and roll your attack.
Okay.
Kill it!
In fact, Tabitha, roll with advantage on this attack.
Okay, and I haven't used my bardic inspiration, so however, I'd like to use that.
Odds are in our favor here.
Yes.
Yeah, well, I'm letting you roll advantage on this one, so let's see what you get.
Okay, 17 was my first roll.
Oh, I think you'll be good.
3 was my second, so we'll take the 17.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then this is my rapier, so that's a +6.
Yep, that definitely hits.
17 + 6. Okay,
Yeah.
1d8. Wait, let's go.
Put it this way. Why don't you tell us we don't need the number unless it's less than 1. Tell me how you end them.
Oh wow.
Oh yes. So I drive it in, and then I twist it, and I say, "That one's for you, Erisette," because she did an epic twist. And then I would like to kind of stand up, like knees to my side, so I'm standing up on top of this thing, and then do like a really dope flip off, landing on Snack, if I'm allowed.
Oh,
yeah, I'm gonna let you. Let's say you do it. Yeah, little halfling just little like Matrix back slow
Like
motion
a
flip.
like gainery.
Snack seems to. Snack this time just feels the connection and turns, jumps up because he knows you're not going to make it, and you just flip right onto his Snack's back, and you both of you land. It's like in that cat pose.
Superhero.
I told you it was time for a snack time. She like kind of fumbles over her.
And I'm just like, I just like look over, exhaling, and I'm like, yeah, that's what you said. That's it. That was it.
All right.
Trust yourself. Trust yourself.
And as you jump off of this thing, it turns and it's and it's looking again, and it sees Otto, and it takes one step towards Otto and just falls. Seville leaps out of the way, and this thing, boom, hits the ground, and then you hear this, and you just the metal suddenly starts transmutating and starts melting down into slag, and you see it starts dripping over the side, and the more it spreads out and drips off, it starts turning into like a really dull looking metal, almost like maybe a lead or something, until it's
almost
the gold
like it wasn't even real gold in the first
is
place.
all gone and
fake
and
the
then
whole time.
solidifies.
Well, I wish I could say that was the first thing to be utterly obsessed with me, but it has happened before.
I wish I'd known what the password was. I would have spared us all this. Dagmara, are you okay?
To be fair, we didn't even try one word, so.
I choked. I did, but I felt the odds were so poor of us knowing the password, and I don't know.
What did you end up going with again?
Nothing. I choked.
Ran out of time.
Go for Chanterelle? I thought that was a half decent guess.
I was just password with a capital P.
That one seemed dumb. No offense, Tabby.
The lights have now faded from me, right?
Yeah. So that glowing energy that you had, and Dagmara, she gets up to her feet now, having been healed by you.
No.
And I just go, you're all very, very impressive. I've got a lot to learn. And I kind of stumble across, and I just like give a huge tight hug to Otto, and I say, thank you, my friend. Sorry for doubting you. Thank you. And I just like take something out of my pocket, and I give you the necromancer necklace, and I say, I'm sorry. I am sorry for doubting you. It's yours. It was in your possession.
And I like feel through my pack, and I'm like, don't worry about it.
And just smirk.
I like put it back into my pack, and I look at everyone, and I'm just like, well, anyone see any maps anywhere?
I will.
Unless something's appearing on this metal, nothing right now. Oh, the podium. There's letters on it.
Right.
Yes, you all do remember that the golem rose out of the center of this podium, of this platform, and sealed. There was some kind of metal thing. Otto, you saw it because you were standing there. That closed under his feet.
Let's see. I run up there and I start looking at it. I'm so excited because it drove me crazy that I couldn't come up with the password.
Okay. Roll an investigation check for me, and anybody else who's tell me what you're doing.
Sure.
I would like to investigate, but for like some remnants of like something shiny or gold that I could take.
Okay, that's a 19, Judd.
Okay.
I rolled the
good job.
16
I have a 20.
plus 5, the 21.
Okay, so
don't you ladies just have a tendency to one-up one another? 19, 20, 21, I mean...
Jumping on the golem's back.
What am I to do here?
And actually, Otto, while I say this, will you roll a perception check for Seville for me? And, all right, so first, Erisette, Dagmara, you run up to the platform and you drop down and you're inspecting, and you can see that this very clearly has some kind of a mechanism where these plates come together and close, and you see there are multiple gears up here. You start kind of like touching and moving things around, and after it takes a couple of minutes, you find a little like access port that you kind of lift up this flap, and you see there's like a lever inside there.
Dagmara, Tabby, it's a puzzle of some sort. Check this out, Tabby. Maybe you'll know if it's hex, or give us problems. I mean, if you want to take a quick look at it or something.
What a surprise! Puzzle.
Well, there's a lever here, you see, and if I do it, I'm afraid if.
Okay, so I'll check the lever for traps.
Okay.
Or like the whole thing for traps.
And your roll before, Tabby, you were looking for anything shiny or
shiny
golden.
or gold that I could take.
I mean, you look around and you see there is gold on this platform. There are pieces of this platform that look like they have been, especially in this mechanism that you're looking at right now, that do seem to be fashioned from gold. The two kind of griffin statues are definitely some kind of gold over there. But you don't see, I mean, there's no treasure, there's no weapons, there's no gold looking as you look around.
All right, so I'm kind of like hushing while I'm like now investigating the for traps, because I'm pissed that there's so much gold around me and yet I don't get to take any of it with me.
It was a perfect illusion.
Very frustrating.
Okay. What did you get for your investigation? Looking for traps?
I just rolled a 6 plus 5. So
okay,
that's 11.
Okay. Yeah, you don't see any traps. You just see this kind of, it was a very hidden lever before, so.
Okay, I'm going to pull the lever.
All right. You pull it and you hear and you see these plates slide apart, and this platform lowers down into the hole, and you immediately see there's a lot of like kind of shining gold reflection down there. I'm going to say Tabitha probably, because it is otherwise dark in this room. You have your torch, and you look over and you see all this kind of gold reflected, and then you look and you see it's another face and another face, and they look like there are more of these golden golems down there.
Oh,
but they are
wait.
not,
Oh, what?
They are not
Heck
moving,
no.
though. They're not moving.
Oh, what?
And I'm down?
No, you're just looking from above.
Okay.
Unless you jump down.
No. I'll just like turn back and I'll be like, all right, everyone, take a look. It seems like we've found a bit of an arsenal.
And you can just see my head, like kind of like if we were looking from the POV of the golems up there, like my head just kind of shows up, and I just like look back at Tabby. I'm like, maybe we should close it.
Close it, yeah, let's close it.
Maybe.
Close it?
Yeah.
Close it. Let's disable it. Can we do something? Jam it.
Well, I
Burn
wonder
it.
if these goblins, forgive me, goblins aren't gold, silly Otto. I wonder if they too desire the same password, in which case one would hope it's a password to make them not kill us.
Does the text?
Okay, fair
Does
enough.
the text on
Text
this
here.
this platform? The text on the platform, does it say anything?
Yes. Can we read it?
Yeah, you those I guess the two of you that can read Celestial, you can see that there is a lot of text here. There is mention of Chaturel. There's mention of the light that that she brings. Look, I'm trying to do this from memory, but I have it written down.
Wow. So this was her temple before.
Seems that way.
Yes, the dead will be marked.
The dead will be marked.
And the evil will be slain.
And the
that's all.
evil will be slain.
Yeah,
Should have
that's all
said
it says.
Chaturel. Otto, you were right.
Well, I wish I could say that was terribly unusual, but yes, perhaps I was. If we really want to put it to the test, then perhaps we dare venture further and see if we can find this dreaded map once and for all.
Yes, if it's not too late. I hope it wasn't up somewhere before I got us down that toilet water deluge.
And it seems like I imagine
Slippery slide.
Seville would be the one to jump in now and say something along the lines of, if it doesn't work, what do we do?
What did Seville get when for that perception roll?
He got a 16.
Okay. And roll a history check for Seville as well. You can see Seville is walking around, not looking at the perimeter. He's walking around and looking at the ground. He's looking at the statues. It feels like he's looking for something else. He
also got a 16 on that roll.
And you hear him mentioning, kind of mumbling to himself, conical. He's a conical. And he's going up and looking at the stalagmites. And you see him kind of inspecting them.
You found something there, Edgeguard?
Well, Kello said something about look for a conical shape for the map.
Shape for the map.
So I wonder if it's in one of these stalagmites. And you see him, he's like trying to twist it, and he's taking out a dagger and like chipping at it.
Conical shape.
Conical shape.
Okay, I'll start looking for a conical shape.
Okay,
I start capturing at one of the stalagmites too.
Yeah, I'm gonna start looking too.
I was gonna say, I kind of want to just go to one of the stalagmites, just grab like a piece of rubble and like literally just throw it at it.
It's like when you get a geode and then you like put on your goggles and then you hammer and then you can't wait because you're gonna open it up and find
All right, so
Yeah.
I feel
anybody,
like it's like
you're all looking. So just
Geology lesson
roll
today.
an investigation check for me.
I
was
got
gonna
an
say,
18.
I imagine it as one of those things where like Seville says that and it's like quiet for like 1 second and we all kind of like look at each other and then it just cuts to us all just like hilarious, just like looking in.
Oh man, investigation. I just got
And Taffy, you got an 18?
11 total.
11.
I got a 13.
Oh,
13.
thanks for the subscription.
Yeah.
It wasn't just any old Kyle, guys. It was Kyle.
Oh, that Kyle.
Kyle.
Hi, Kyle.
Thanks, Kyle.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
And Otto, sorry, what did you get for your investigation?
I got 15.
So you're all, and we have this like really quick montage of all of you fighting your individual stalagmites that you've taken. And Tabby, you are at one that is just barely taller than you. And you go up and you've got a dagger out and you're about ready to like start hacking it into it like the rest are. But right at eye level, you see the like tiniest seam about
Oh my gosh,
4
you
or
guys.
5 inches down from the top.
Wow.
Whoa.
Scuba days.
So much love.
Thank you.
Okay, so then I would like to very carefully.
Thank you guys.
You guys.
Guys, we're getting
That was
kind
love
of,
right now.
we're getting
Thank
kind
you.
of close to 500.
Are we getting close to 500?
Are we really?
Oh my
This
god.
is all very exciting.
Love it. Thank you all so much.
Thank you very much.
Wow, you guys.
Keep
like hearing the fall
I love it. I
sound.
know. I just keep it coming. It's such cool sound.
One of my favorite sounds,
guys.
if I'm honest.
Oh, Kyle gifted 5 subs. That is huge. Thank you so much. That is
Kyle, that Kyle.
so kind.
Kyle,
Thank you.
that Kyle. I feel so
appreciate
loved
it.
right now.
Yeah.
You did not derail you. You made it better.
Okay, so I see this, and it's. So I'm looking at a stalagmite.
Stalagmite. So it's on the ground going up, and
Okay.
about 4 inches down from the top of this, you see what a seam, and it looks like it goes all the way around, like it's got a cap almost.
Okay, so I want to investigate it. Try to maybe like twist it off. Let's
Just
say twist.
roll an athletics for me.
Oh, thank you.
We're going to use your strength.
Acrobatics.
I mean, unless you're going to try to like jump up, do a backflip, and land on.
Okay, well, look.
Karate chop it.
Maybe
You got
that's
one deal,
wrong.
Maddie. You got one. I know, but let's see. You can still roll a 20.
Okay, so I rolled a 5, and then of course with athletics we subtract 2.
Okay.
So
That's okay. That's all right. I basically want to make sure you didn't get, like a 1 or something. But you can see that you, with all your halfling strength, which isn't much, you grab
she's
it, and
really
it's,
grunting.
and it's like, yeah, you all look over and she's just like, and it moves like, it moves like a millimeter, and you can feel like it, and it moves like another millimeter. I feel like you need more strength, but this thing, it's turning. And
This is me opening a pickle jar, and
Literally.
Judd, and he comes over, and then he's like, "So who's strong among us that can go now that she's loosened it?" And
I'm gonna just keep
Lori.
grunting until someone else volunteers to help.
Well, I look at her set.
Yeah,
I
and
look
it's
at her
moving.
set, and I'm like,
It's like-
should we, or should we just what?
And you take your hands away, and it's like the imprint
yeah,
of
we
the
just kind of
stalagmite.
start
You're like,
watching, like
You
just.
could
I could
tell.
watch this for hours.
And Tabitha, because nobody else is coming to help you, and they're so not cool, you hit this final bit, and it just like breaks, and you actually like tumble
And we're
forward,
all like-
and you kind of like stumble, and you come back, and
like,
you
oh,
go
that's
back
too
to
bad.
it,
That was a little
and now
too
it's
fast.
and now it's moving, and it's unscrewing, and you can see the gap is widening as you unscrew it, and finally it comes off, and it's heavy, it's solid stone, but you drop it to the ground, and you look inside, and you see the glitter, and it's like a hollowed out tube inside, and you see the glitter of gold
glitter.
in there.
Oh yes, she found her gold.
All right, well, I mean, there's no purer joy for Tabitha than
That's a
finding
win. We
some
didn't find the
gold.
map, but Tabby's got her gold. That's all that matters.
Maybe the
Okay.
map's hidden there too.
So I want to dig through it.
So it's just like so it's like a 2-inch hollowed out tube inside the stalagmite, and you just see the gold near the top of something gold near the top. You can kind of reach in.
So I want to reach in and try to pull it.
You reach in, you start to pull it out, and now everybody now has seen you, and they're all, I assume, I mean,
now they want to help.
Are you guys coming over or just watching it?
Are you okay, Tubby? Is everything all right? Is it?
Because she's pulling out this golden tube from the inside of this stalagmite.
Did you find something cool? My stalactites didn't have any tubes in them. What's going on?
Yeah, mine was like, I got shocked.
And
After much effort, yes, I did.
And you pull out this like 2-foot tube. Solid. Thank you.
Thank you.
Just this beautiful gold, and it has these 2 little golden end caps on them.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm gonna bring it down. Thank you so much. I'm gonna bring it down and like kind of hold it out for everyone.
Okay. And thank you. This is a concept. We love you all. It's amazing. And you bring it down. You all gather around, and Seville's. He's like, "Oh, you found it!" And you start to uncap, and you turn. And what are you doing? Tell me what you're doing. You've taken the cap off.
Okay. Is it a scroll?
What are you gonna?
Or is it like just like?
Okay. You take it out and you look inside, and there's definitely something in there. You see something. It doesn't look like paper. You're not sure.
Huh.
Tell me what you're doing.
I want to just open it, and it's shiny stuff.
Okay, so you'll just say you turn it upside down to like maybe have it come out or whatever's inside of it.
Yeah.
And you see, at first you think it is a scroll. It starts to slide out, but then you just see all this dust starts pouring out, and it lands at your feet in front of all of you, and you're like, well, what the fuck? But a moment later, you see this glowing light from your feet. All these particles start to individually glow like little stars, one after another, and then slowly they 2 bond together, and then it attracts another one and another one.
Oh wow!
And they start, and it starts speeding up, and it's like it's knitting, and you're starting to see this paper start to appear, and you see you see mountains, and you see trees, and you see some more celestial writing and runes, and a couple seconds later, you have this whole map sitting pristine on the floor at your feet.
Wow.
This is what we wanted.
Now, I have to say, this is by far the coolest map I've ever come across. Anyone else?
That is definitely top 3.
I just had an all over body shiver. All over body shiver.
I think Seville reaches down and picks it up, and it's just like touching it, and it's paper, and the lettering on it seems to kind of waver between this brown and almost like it hovers between this and like a gold, like it's written with sunlight, and the sunlight kind of passes over it as it just goes around, and it's solid. And you see on there you see must be some rivers and some other geographic kind of markers, and Seville says, I know this, it's in the north. This is north of Carthan.
Okay.
All right. So that's the capital, I say the capital city.
Yeah.
We had heard that the necromancers had made their way there last, I believe.
That's right.
I look closer at it to see if there's any chance that it's like the Harry Potter map that says, I solemnly swear I'm up to no good. And I see little like images of where the necromancers are, just because like it sounds like
the little feet that appear and tell you exactly what they're doing.
I just check to see in case there's anything I'm missing on the map.
Yeah.
And maybe you could also read the Celestial, because of course I cannot read.
Yeah, can we see anything?
Oh yes, and that.
The Celestial, you know the letters. You could pick up the letters right away, but it's not forming words that make any sense to you. To either of you, look down and you know it's Celestial writing, but for some reason it doesn't make any sense. And you see it's like a larger kind of geographic area, but for some reason it doesn't show you full detail. But there's something, inherently know, looking at this, that there's this map will provide. You can see what's on there is shifting slightly. It's not written permanently. This map might do other things in the future.
Huh. I wonder if it's adjusting to our present. Whoever made it might have made it so that it just tracks time. And if it's the people of this temple, and if they have any connection with Chaturel, then what if this map is divinely inspired?
It is. It's certainly inspired. There's something enchanted about it. I know it.
We definitely have to take it and bring it to the clerics. And Azley, they will tell us more. I tell you.
Otto, can you figure out if this has some sort of... We know it's enchanted, but can you figure out anything else about it?
Well, perhaps, but I must admit, divine magic is not really my area of expertise, you see. But regardless, I do know one thing. That leads us to the suit of armor.
That's a weapon.
It sure does.
And we can't give this to the clerics. Nobody should see this.
That's what Seville says?
That's what Seville says.
Why not, Seville?
It's too special, Dagmara. I don't know, but...
This entire temple was made to protect this thing. Kelo entrusted it to us.
Look what all we went through. Look how much you suffered yourself.
Okay, and ladies, you're saying that it's words, but the words, it doesn't make any sense.
It's a code. It's a code of some kind.
It's a code. We have to figure out the code. It might give us some information.
Can I do an intelligence check, Jeff?
Well,
yeah, sure.
Here's what I think is important here, everyone.
She's I'm feeling smart right now.
Let me see how smart I am.
I think that if we gain the proper allies in Azley, I know that we can entrust them with this knowledge if we know that they truly are ones that can help us, and we test their trust.
Well,
and they might be able to help us with this. Unless we figure it out first, yes.
We can cross that bridge.
We could keep it all for ourselves.
Yes.
If you can figure it out, Tabby, all yours. If you can figure it out.
Okay, well, we're going to need perhaps a snack and to really do some thinking.
We don't have to make that decision now. We can think on it. And in fact,
Good point.
I wanted to... Oh, thank you so much, Kyle.
Hey. Kyle.
I wanted to meet with the leadership in Azley just to figure out if they are trustworthy.
Oh, yes.
We know that the necromancers have far-reaching influence. They may have even infiltrated the government.
And that is why I'm happy that we'll all be meeting with them together.
Yes. Yes, we won't show it until we come to a consensus.
Fine, but I must insist that before we talk to anyone important, you must let me coach you on how to handle dealing with nobility. And not only that, thank you so much. We must.
Gosh, Kyle.
Yeah, much appreciated. We must figure out not only if they're trustworthy, but not reveal too much information too early until we know we can trust them. I've noticed some of this group has a tendency to have very loose lips very quickly.
Yes, they're dreadfully honest, these two.
Well, look, I do agree with you, Otto, in this case. And Dagmara, you know I'm your ally, but this is a very special map. I don't know your people. I don't. I'm sorry.
I understand. Let me tell you this. I understand. I may have been away from Azley for 5 years, but I still remember the diplomatic lessons I learned in school. So yes, Otto, I respect what you say. I will turn that side of Dagmara on and will be as careful as possible, knowing that there is possibly a different influence over Azley. So yes,
I look forward to seeing that.
You have me as your ally.
I surely do as well.
And Seville pipes up and says, and I can't stress enough that nobody can know about this map, because there are no followers of Chaturel in Azley that I know of. And so they'll take this and they'll use it for their own ends, and we need it. We need it to save the kingdom. We need it to save Anachrony.
I put my hand in the middle and I say, well, then it's decided. We keep it a secret?
We're going to keep it a secret.
Keep it a secret.
Put your hand in.
Seville puts his hand in.
It's a secret.
Ooh, I love secrets. It's so fun. Okay, and also, Otto, circling back to the aristocracy lessons you were mentioning.
Yes, for a humble fee, I can know. I'm just kidding. What is it that you want to know?
I just, I understand that most of you all are familiar with that world, but some of us did not grow up in that same manner, so I'm really excited to learn.
Welcome.
Perhaps you could teach me some customary dances or...
Oh, Tabby, I can do that for you.
Ooh, okay.
Very nice.
Next camp, I want a full crash course.
Tabby, listen.
Very
it's
well.
very simple. The very first thing is just don't try too hard. The number one thing is to know that you are worthy inside and that you yourself are full and plenty. More than plenty. The very sophisticated know immediately when somebody is making an effort.
You do this right before every dance.
What?
You do this right before every dance?
Dancing or just before?
Oh, sorry. I
general?
thought you meant the first step to the dance. We had just been talking about dancing.
No, I just meant in general. I mean, we can talk about dancing, but learn to comport yourself as one that already belongs, and you will inspire more credit in yourself. If that.
And I crouch next to Tabby, and I just kind of like size her up, look at her, and I just say, when we get to my house in Azley, there are some dresses I used to wear when I was a child that I think could fit you quite well, and I can't wait for you to try them on.
Well, I love new things, and I especially love free new things, so yay.
You can have them all. I don't need them anymore.
This has all the hallmarks of a proper slumber party.
A slumber party, one of my favorites. And then Tabitha, she just like continues on with kind of like what I like imagine like carrying yourself a little bit more fancy would be. So just kind of like her nose is in the air. And she's kind of doing like a glide as she walks.
Oh dear. And then I say, yes, but your arms just a little more towards the body. You don't want to hit any server that's holding a tray. Just a little closer to the body.
You still want to be able to see where you're going a little bit,
And I imagine it's kind of like maybe like a montage of just like her trying different poses and then like fixing her arms because she's like doing weird things that she thinks might.
Yes. And I'm trying just so much to get her to do like literally try nothing at all, and I'm just, oh gosh.
And then we spend like another 3 hours in this dungeon.
I was gonna say, and you're all gonna
we gotta get out.
Stay in this room. Okay, all right, that's fine.
We gotta get out.
When's the last time anybody who's played D&D has seen the boss fight room repurposed from like an early 90s like trying to get something right montage where all your friends keep being like,
Yeah, this server's
having a little moment of levity, okay?
Right?
I mean, these things don't happen every day. You gotta cherish them.
Special, very special.
This room's gonna reset pretty soon.
Okay, let's get the hell out of here.
I'm kidding. Like old video game.
The door is still locked shut behind us, though.
The door is still closed. So let me know what you're all doing.
So it appears that the only way out, unless we can find a way through that. Oh, thanks for the follow.
Thank you.
Ivo Minikovsky. Who are you? You're from Eastern Europe, aren't you, sir? Okay.
What gave it away? Was it perhaps the Evo?
I think so. It's the color.
Well, welcome and thank you for following us, friend. Yes, does basically, if I'm understanding it right, there's either the currently locked, in Polish and Brazilian, the currently locked door behind us we could try to search around, or it's basically go down where all the rest of the gold golems are, right?
Right, and that looked like, for those who did look down in there, like it was a not a large room, just that it held maybe another 5 of these golems down there.
It sounds like a death trap.
I was going to say,
okay,
but
so let's go back to the door.
Yeah,
I start investigating the stones again, because last time
in the interest of time, it actually doesn't take you very long that you find a large stone lever on the left-hand side, and you pull it. It's not even really hidden, and the doors unlock and open back up. and you see before you the way that you came down to the right, and then there's actually to the left. You missed it before, but it's coming out in this angle. You can see a bit of this rock that sticks out is actually hiding what looks like a spiral staircase in there.
Ooh. Oh. Yeah.
Is it going up or down?
It's going up.
Oh,
Ooh,
yeah.
let's go up.
That's where we want to go.
Okay, so
GTFO.
You all get in
Heck
there,
yeah.
and it takes you quite a few minutes. You feel like you're probably rising up about, somewhere between 60 and 100 feet. Hard to tell as you're going through this tight stone circular stairs. But finally, you come out in a kind of rough-hewn cavern, and it's leading just off into the darkness. But it's still like at a sloping pace upwards.
Okay.
Well, definitely.
Okay, you guys.
Let's keep scaling.
Yeah, we're gonna
scaling
go.
up.
All right,
Yeah.
you march on.
March on upward.
And after about like 3 or so minutes, you come to it's kind of like a ladder built into the side of the wall. It's like this stone is cut into this rock face, and it goes up, and you can see that seems like it goes up into nowhere. There's the ceiling above, right above this spot, is polished stone. The rest of the ceiling that you've been walking under has been rough cavern.
Ooh. Okay.
Staircase to nowhere. Huh.
It only goes up about 10, 12 feet to this polished piece of stone above.
It used to be just
Okay,
somewhere.
I want to start, as I'm on this little, stone ladder engraved thing, try, touching stones to see if there's, some way to,
At the top or just along the way?
along the way as I'm coming up.
Yeah, and you're checking, you're looking. You can roll an investigation check if you want, and you're touching all the stone. This seems like just solid rock face with these indentations cut in that allow you to climb up.
So can we climb up?
Yeah, you
can we
can climb up. Yeah,
I climb up and I see if I can touch the top and see something.
Okay, so I got 12 going up.
Okay, so Tabitha's ahead of you, and she's searching. You don't find anything. You make it to the top, and the stone is right above you now.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, so now I just want to try above my head.
You touch it, and it's surprising. You expect it to just be solid, be so heavy, and you touch it even with your little halfling arms, and it shifts very lightly, and you move it aside, and you see another room above you.
Okay, I'm going to pull myself up into it.
Let's go.
You pull yourself up, and you see, you've been in this room. This was the room that Ariset triggered the flood, and it's now sealed again. But
Top
now
of the toilet.
You're on the other side. Yeah, you're on the other side of the room, and you can see there are these like cuts in the stone on the far side to your right, and it's dripping water out. Like whatever mechanism this water comes from is maybe shut, and water is just dripping out of there. But it looks like if something opened up there, a lot of water could just come flooding into this room.
Don't go on the floor in the middle. Do not. No matter what we do, don't do that.
Don't go in the middle. Don't go in the middle. Got
So
it.
I stay on the perimeter.
Okay. You make your way to...
I imagine everyone else comes after me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know the way back to the way that you came down before. So you stay in the perimeter,
so
you go to the
retrace my
far
steps.
side of the room, and you go up the ladder, and you're helping Snack this whole time, whether it's like tying rope to Snack.
Forgot about Snack. But Snack.
Good snack.
Snack is following along.
Yeah. Snack's trying to like climb, and you guys are somebody's underneath and trying to raise Swamp Cat butt up and finally get there.
Swamp cat butt.
Swamp Cat butt. That sounds like a thing.
Good name.
Right?
That sounds like what happens when
right?
you can fill in the break.
Exactly.
We all know what that means. Tabitha, you're the first one up, and you reemerge from that sarcophagus in that room where the sarcophagus emitting that golden light, and you're back once again in that room.
Okay. Is everyone else following after me?
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, are you?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. What do we think?
Let's get back out. We know we can trace our steps again.
Yeah, you're looking at the
let's
door
try
of
to
that.
exit,
Trace it back?
That
we
auto-
remember we had found the area to open that front door.
Yep. Oh my God. We've got to be getting close to
Okay.
500, y'all.
Yes.
We're like 4 4 followers away, guys.
Oh my god.
Oh wow.
Huge.
You
Guys, and you know that means
What?
so
3.
close.
3 followers away.
We'll be giving away a giveaway.
Oh god.
Do you guys want to get a giveaway tonight? Like, come on, we got
can-
this.
Come on.
This is
do it.
amazing.
All right, so yeah, and Otto, you make your way up there. Oh my god, 2. Oh my god. I can't even think.
I have a feeling this is gonna be like a landslide right here in a second.
It's crazy.
Yes.
Okay,
Oh my gosh.
so we're going back around. What do we do with the golden?
I honestly am trying to remember everything.
I know,
Clearly you don't
memory
remember.
check.
The
I
wood,
know
no,
it's- yeah,
it's all right. It's all right. You see it, you remember. There's the wood door that Otto used the acid from the
Oh,
other
yeah,
room
the
next
acid.
door.
The acid,
to get
okay,
through.
there's a well. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah, that's still open.
yeah, the
Okay.
door's open.
Let's go through.
Okay, go through it.
You go through. You're once
Go into
again
the
in the
well
room with
room.
the crazy thick vines and that bubbling liquid there in the middle of the room. Just make your way around that, and you go to the stairs. You make your way up the stairs. You're now once again in the room that the ghosts were in before. The kind of the scare tactic, but didn't do anything to you.
There's nothing.
Yeah, once again, I like trigger the ghost trap, and I'm just like, oh, yes, how good to meet you. Yes. Yeah. And they're like,
And I think I'm like,
icing
you're
through
so
me.
scary.
Take care of you. Hey, take care.
Really got me.
Take care of you.
Very nice.
It's been swell. Lord Bonk, you are our 499th follower.
Oh my
Why?
god.
Oh, my dear.
Come on.
We're getting close.
We're just like wait in silence right now.
I know. We're like, we can't.
Just like,
can't
we're not
think.
going to stream anymore.
I said, thank you.
So
Good night.
excited.
Oh my god.
One more follower and one.
Oh,
A big giveaway.
500! Oh, Alley Cat Blues! Alley Cat Blues! And all of our
Alley
new
Cat
followers. Holy shit, thank you all. We did it. Oh, we have some
did it.
stuff.
Thank you.
We got
Thank
some
you.
stuff to give away.
Woo!
Amazing, everybody. Okay, well, now my players usually don't go this long without a break, without bugging me about a break. But so I say this: we've hit 500.
gosh.
Unbelievably amazing. Everybody, how about we do a 5-minute break? Everybody go to the bathroom. I will quickly talk to Ashley, our producer, about triggering these giveaways. So you don't want to leave now, because you got to be here to win. We're gonna throw some stuff at you.
We'll
Why don't we do the
possibly win
giveaway
stuff.
during the next part
Yes.
of the show?
We're going
Yeah.
to.
During the show.
We're gonna do it in 5 minutes.
501.
Yeah, let's do it.
Dad.
Yeah, we're gonna do it in
Okay,
5 minutes.
see
So
you guys
stick
in
around.
very
Literally 5 minutes. It'll be our shortest
Go
break
get popcorn.
ever.
It's gonna get really fun.
Yeah,
Yes.
and we're gonna
Yes.
come back and start giving some
I
stuff
can't wait.
away.
Fuel up. Get some chocolate.
Yeah, love you all.
Yes.
Amazing. Thank you so much for all the love.
You guys.
And
Thank you.
seriously,
Incredible.
so cool. And another
See
big
you all
thank you
shortly.
to Kyle for all those gift subs. Insane.
Yeah, that was so kind.
You're
Yes,
crushing.
thank you.
So sweet.
We'll be
Wow.
right back. 5 minutes. Thank you so much.
Yes.
See you guys.
All right. Hello to all of our new followers. Thank you so
my
much.
gosh.
Totally blown
20
away with the support. Just seriously, thank you. So we were going to give away one prize package. We're not giving away 3 prize packages because you're all amazing, and we want
Wow.
to thank you for that support.
Wow.
So we'll have a couple keywords. You're gonna have to type this into chat, and then you'll automatically be entered for the giveaway. The first keyword is Gollum,
Okay.
which is Golem. So Gollum. And
Don't try to do Lord of the Rings spelling.
I mean, it's
yeah,
hard.
different Gollum. And So I'm coordinating with Ashley on this. We're gonna pull one winner in just a moment, and we're gonna do 2 of these prize packages now, and then we're gonna do our big one at the end of the show. So stick around for that last one. But all of them are gonna have a T-shirt, a role player's T-shirt, probably this one.
Oh, that's so cool.
A sticker.
Cool.
I want one of those.
You do.
You all are getting them, yeah. Stand by. So T-shirt, sticker, and dice, each one, and then our grand prize winner for the night also gets a D&D book of their choice. So definitely
of their choice. How cool.
So Ashley,
That's pretty tight.
you let me know if you're ready to pull the trigger on the first one or if they need a little bit more time. Meanwhile, what are you all doing? We last left you in the ghost room, and you were making your way to the surface. All right, actually, hold on. Oh, we got another follower.
Hey, thank you.
Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and do our first winner. Let's do our first winner.
Yay! That's
Ashley, go ahead, trigger it. Let it roll.
Trigger the winner.
Guys, the big moment, thanks to reaching 500 followers.
500. Oh, it's been such a fun journey. Thank you all.
That's amazing. That's
Now
really cool.
502, I believe.
Wow.
Climbing.
Climbing.
It's
All
climbing.
right, now if we get to 1,000 today, we give away a car. I'm just
That's
gonna...
right. Yes.
Car.
I
All right,
like that incentive.
we have our winner. And I'm hoping I don't mess this up. Utah Uter. I'm gonna go with Utah Uter.
Hey.
All right.
Yeah, congratulations! Whoa, that stuck to my hand. Yes, you win a T-shirt and a sticker and a dice, a set of dice. So we will please DM us. We'll get your information. We'll get that out.
That's so cool,
Amazing.
dude. Congrats.
It's so cool.
And-
it's cool that you're from Utah.
Somebody's mic's getting a little fuzzy, so careful.
I mean,
Yes.
Yes, that is you. Is it plugged in all the way?
Yeah.
That's terribly squelchy. Make sure it's pushed into your computer all the way.
It's definitely her, not me.
No, I think it's her.
Okay.
Okay. Ashley,
Yes.
let me know what the next keyword is. Well, actually, I think we're doing. Well, you. Let me know what it is, Ash, because I don't want to get it wrong, and then have everybody put it down.
No, you are awesome.
Oh,
Oh.
thank you.
Yes, I agree. You really are awesome. Wow.
Sorry.
What an exciting night, you guys.
It's
so
a really exciting night. I mean,
And do you guys
yeah.
Do you guys remember what I said earlier tonight? Do you remember when we got started? When I said there was something kind of in the air tonight? Does
Oh,
anybody
yeah.
remember that?
I agree.
Coming in the air tonight.
Love is in the air. That's what it is. It's love. That's what's happening.
I love
is
it.
love.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just waiting for Ashley.
Love it.
Ashley, send me the word, please.
Alrighty,
What is the word,
alrighty.
Ashley?
Ooh, I
It
can
looks
get
like the chat has caught wind of the word.
Oh, do they know?
It appears that they do know.
They're so
Read.
clever. The chat is always about 2 steps ahead, I'd say.
It's true. It's true.
Yes, it's scary,
Oh.
but it's awesome.
Apparently, she
very
already
smart.
said it to me somewhere. I don't believe you, Ashley.
It
Anyway,
actually,
it's map. It's map.
A bot said that, yeah, you can enter by typing map. So some of you have already done it, but if
You
you
guys-
haven't yet, type map.
Map. I'm the map.
Map is the word. Map is the word of the night.
What I
Yeah.
want to know is how is Marty going to draw the map? Because that sounds very
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah,
There's
Marty.
Bella.
There's that old putting
He has his
pressure
work
on.
I mean-
cut out for him. That's
Wow.
what I am saying.
Marty, we just dump all of our requests on you. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know what
Oh
we're
my
talking
gosh.
about, Marty McTry posts amazing artwork in our Discord oftentimes. So if you're not a
Yes.
member of our Discord group, you got to join so that you can see that and many other fun things.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
He's
very
really good.
cool community.
Chat
Very
with
cool
us.
group of people.
So-
We allow a lot of also healthiness. Just healthy coping. Healthy.
Healthiness. Love
Healthy.
it.
A lot of healthiness in many ways.
We're
Yeah.
just, almost ready to pull it. Waiting for Ashley
I'm
to give
excited.
me. I know.
This is fun to
Oh.
watch right now.
It's super
Sorry,
exciting.
she's-
It's like the lottery.
Don't shout at me,
I
Ashley.
know.
One more minute. So write in map. We'll give it a minute. All right, we'll jump back to you players. So
Yes.
you're in the room with the ghosts, and you know the stairs leading to the surface are right there. What would you like to do?
Well, I
Down
just
to the surface.
Breeze on
like,
past.
I'll just sit in a corner and wait.
And
Really?
enter the word map.
No,
Please enter the
I'm
word
going
map
up.
for the giveaway.
I'm going up.
And I believe it slowly closes behind us. This door.
Yeah, it's closed now, but you know how to work the mechanism. You've been up there before.
Yeah, we want to
So-
just exit.
So you get up there, you hit the exit, and it, the stone once again withdraws into the earth, and you see the darkness of night out there, and you hear some jungly sounds,
Sweet.
and
I
you
just
hear-
breathe in the air.
Yeah,
It's nice
it's fresh, moist, and you hear things darting through the brush.
Okay. Alive things. They're alive. That's good.
Well,
And,
perhaps we could always take our chances of becoming some predatory dinner, camping outside, or,
Thank you.
we could stay within the cover of this place, I suppose.
Take a long rest. Yes, I know.
I would like to take a bit of a rest. So
I think we've all earned it, frankly.
perhaps you should take a vote. All those in favor of sleeping outside and becoming potential meals for critters.
And
Say
Seville laughs. He's like, "No, back in the hole, I think."
All right, the nays have it.
I'm glad that you don't make fun of us for that, Seville. I figured with an outdoors vibe like yours, you might be into camping, but
Not in an
just
accolade.
behind the concrete.
Okay, so what is the best room to nap in?
I mean, we could just kind of right in the entrance area
Yeah,
set up
I
our
feel
tents
there's
and
space in there.
things like we normally
Yeah.
would, and just kind of do it under the cover of that wall. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
yeah,
let's do that.
very close to the
Yeah.
entrance. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you take a few minutes to set up your tents for the night, and again, we're about to draw that second winner. So if you haven't entered map into chat, so you're automatically entered for the second giveaway.
Enter it now.
And we might light the area, finding a way to mount like some torches,
Yeah.
In the cracks of the wall and stuff, and just kind of like create like our little camp inside.
Yeah. Easily
and I
done.
take wide swaths. I get 8 by 8 little swaths of moss that I'm just lifting off, and I'm putting one on each person's knapsack and saying, "This makes it a bit softer if you like. It's actually very cooling and refreshing. It's actually quite good for the skin too." But it's something we used to do, my father and brother and I, when we were backpacking.
Ooh,
And
something your father would do, and was he a lord or a king or a...
Technically, I guess he's a king, but my
Ooh,
mother
so
was
it's
really
good enough for a
ruler.
king.
Wow.
It's good enough for me.
Yes. Oh, certainly, absolutely. I mean, even royals, they know nature and its assets. I mean, nobody would turn their nose up at moss.
And I just grab Ariset's.
No, you
Sorry,
go ahead.
I was just saying. I just grab Ariset's hand and I just say, "One day, I would love to visit your kingdom."
Oh.
Can't hear you, honey.
I said we lost you.
I
Ariset has
said,
gone mute.
and you too, Tabby. Remember my promise.
Oh, don't worry, I definitely didn't forget. I'm interested to learn more about how these wealthy, well-to-dos know a lot about nature. And then she just kind of gets on her little moss pad. I'm still doing my fancy thing, and I lay down like I think a fancy person would. And snuggle up next to Snack to go to sleep.
Oh. All right. So are you all just gonna go to sleep? Are you taking watch? What are you doing?
Oh man, thank you.
I'll do one of my meditative watches, and I actually start to sing a lullaby to Tabby
Oh.
and to all the others.
Okay, go ahead.
And as I drift to sleep and I hear this beautiful lullaby that Ariset is singing, and as I slowly drift and can actually kind of exhale finally and just exhale the troubles of the day, I just see Tevin's face last, before my eyes as I just smile and I just kind of whisper, "I promise, my love," and I just drift away.
Yeah, and
I too just drift away just for a few minutes long enough to make everyone think that I've drifted away.
Ah.
And
How did I know?
Once they're drifted away, I very gently come up from my knapsack and I go grab one of the torches from the wall and I walk a few paces away from everybody and I kind of look for a while into the torch and I seek to commune with some otherworldly entity.
Making sure that no one else is watching, Otto, you step as far as you can away and just stare once again into that flickering flame as it just dances in front of your eyes. And you open yourself up and you see once again the flames, they start to slow down and they're waving back and forth. And as it comes back, it starts to form into a face, and almost as if you plunge down into the flames, you feel the heat and the rushing dry air, and your feet plant down on black soil underneath a red sky, and towering above you is this figure, this demonic form. His arms are crossed over his red skin, and you see these horns on the side of his head. My boy has returned.
I kind of bow my head and I say, yes, I hope as you see that I can do as you ask. I am capable and growing more capable by the day.
And you will grow so much more with my help. You are, and his hand again, centrally and discomfortingly, kind of unfolds and touches your face. The hand is large. I mean, you can just grab your whole head, and it's just gently. No, it's more gentle than that. It's more disturbing than that. And just caresses your chin a little bit, and he moves behind you. You've passed your first test well. I have some fun ones coming up for you.
Not fun ones.
Yes.
I wonder, though, these people that you travel with, I feel you growing close. I feel the fight in you.
Well, you see, my lord, we all want the same thing. This Fornuge, this lesser deity, we want it gone. But perhaps they do not realize just how powerfully you will enable Fornuge to be defeated for good.
Fornuge is nothing. He is but a stepping stone as I enter your world there. I fear, however, that they might get in our way. The time is not right yet, my little one. But soon, you may not be able to let them all keep going. I'll let you know. For now, we have other things in your path.
What would you ask of me? I am on my way to Azley in hopes to, let's say, find an opening to gain power, both political and otherwise.
Yes, there is a presence, almost a portal of sorts, deep in Azley. When you get there, get away from your friends, and I will be waiting for you.
A portal, you say?
Of sorts. You will not recognize it, but I will. I feel it. And with every act my power grows in your plane.
Yes. In due time, you'll be here in this terrible pretender of power. It will be gone.
In due time, we will rule. And as he says that, and you feel this sweet pain, this pain that is mixed with pleasure, almost as if your body is being slightly torn apart in a way that, like, that perfect itch happens, and you scratch it, and before you know it, you're back in this room, staring at the flickering candle or torchlight in front of you.
And at that moment, Dagmar just kind of gasps awake. And I look around and I see Otto, and Otto, why are you not sleeping?
I thought I saw something, but I think we're fine. And I just walk back with my torch, but my expression is one of concern.
Well, whatever it is you saw it, I don't know, it must have been my nightmare in a way. I dreamt of just pits of darkness and fire, and do you ever dream of such things?
I kind of fasten the torch back into the wall and sit down and near my sleeping bag, and I say, well, I'm not one for dreams, at least not that sort anyway. But it sounds as if you could give Erisette a run for her money with your doomsday imagery.
We'll see. See you in the morning then. And I just nestle back in.
And I kind of, right before she goes to bed, I say, well, just know you have nothing to worry about.
And I just smile in my own way.
And then I too kind of like lay down, but it takes Otto a long while to get to sleep that night.
And Otto, as you roll over, we see Seville in a meditative pose, sitting opposite the direction that Erisette is, as the elves are kind of on guard, and his eyes just slowly open, looking at you for a long moment before they close again. And with that little break there, let's do another giveaway. So, all right. So, if you just joined us, really quickly, enter map into the chat. We're gonna draw. You're going to win a T-shirt, this T-shirt, and a sticker, and a set of dice. So you don't want to miss out.
Wow.
Ashley.
Stuff.
Yeah. Pull that winner for us now. Let me know what the name is.
Say a name, say a name.
Meanwhile, you're all attacked by evil ghosts and dying to sleep.
I do have a question, Code.
Wait, we have a winner. The Raven! Yes! The Raven 514! Our second winner tonight! The Raven!
Congratulations!
The Raven quoth nevermore.
The Raven quoth nevermore. All right. Well, congratulations, the Raven.
Congratulations.
Our second winner. Stick around. At the end of the show, only about 20 minutes from now, we're going to draw our big winner. So stay tuned, and we'll let you know what that code word is. I'm sure, Ashley, it's adventure. I saw it this time. Adventure is the code word for the next giveaway. Put it in chat. You'll automatically be entered.
Put adventure in chat.
Guys, do it. Last giveaway for the night.
In chat. All right.
Nice.
All right. So,
question, Chad. When that's all happening, because I was doing one of my meditative rests, do I notice Chad going away and then lying to Dagmara?
You don't notice any lying. He hasn't done any lying.
Well, I mean, do I notice him? I mean, how much have I been asleep?
I mean, you're not. So elves kind of, go into this twilight sort of meditation. Yeah. You're aware of things happening. And so I'm saying it's probably not in the direction you were facing, but you're aware that he steps away. You don't hear anything. There's no conversation that happens in the room.
But
if you looked over, he'd just be standing there looking at his torch.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So I don't have any reason to be suspicious.
Not
Don't
really.
be suspicious.
Doesn't he-
Don't be suspicious.
Doesn't he always just slip through the cracks? What a little weak.
Oily oil.
That's him.
This is another power at work here. It's something that none of you have any idea that he's communing with another
Sure.
entity. You just know that sometimes there's a darkness there.
Yeah.
You also know that Otto is a good liar, so
He is a good, yeah.
Yeah, he is a good
something to think
liar.
about.
Yeah.
He's a very good liar.
That's right. Yeah.
All right. So,
Master of deception.
so you all rest through the night. And this place is certainly not a quiet sort of chamber. You hear noises and creaks and
Like ghosts.
You don't know if they're ghosts, but I mean, you had seen ghosts, actual ghosts, not the illusions that are in this chamber. There are ghosts down below. There are creatures, all kinds of things. So, but people are on guard, or at least that you're able to react. And finally, slowly, the morning comes. The light obviously doesn't change, but you all have enough rest that you start stirring. And of course, the elves get up earlier. And then the rest of you. So you may all mark off a long rest.
Oh.
Yay! I love me those long
Stacking
rest.
them up. Stacking
I love
them up.
that.
That
I
golem
rolled
done
3
messed me
times
up. I needed it.
for some sort of something to happen, but it's just the fates are with you.
Wasn't
It
it in
is
the
real.
destiny?
Yeah. The dice understood that we
Yeah.
deserved a rest.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Wow. That's
It's
beautiful.
the moss. The moss pillows make a really big difference.
Very
How'd you sleep?
We now all had our facials for Azley. We're all ready to go.
I do, and I'm one of the early risers, and I take Tabitha and I say, Tabitha,
Yes. Good morning.
how did you sleep?
Contagious. Oh my god.
Well, I slept while I was dreaming that I was actually a queen myself.
A queen yourself.
Queen, yeah, it was so fun. I had a crown, and I had all these little people who did stuff for me. It was quite nice.
What, Queen of the Swamps?
Oh, Otto.
Shut up, Otto.
Tabby, just you wait. Once you slip into one of those dresses, you will feel like the Queen of Azley herself. I promise you that.
Well, I recommend taking the moss and rolling it and just keeping it in your knapsack. That way you'll always have some, because you don't know when you're going to come across moss. I mean, this is very fine moss. Very soft and in wide swaths, so it's worth keeping.
This is
Okay,
like
so
the moss
I'm-
of the season.
I'm rolling up my moss, and then as I'm eating my breakfast, I'm going to flip through my book about animals and nature and see if there's anything about this moss.
Oh.
it doesn't seem
I
like
just got so excited. The ranger in me is just like, ah!
yeah, and you can see
love it.
Seville's watching you flip through the book, and he's got a smile on his face.
She loves literature, people.
No, it's like physical properties of moss, spiritual significance of moss. Oh! Oh!
Something tells me I'm not about to find anything.
Well, actually, at first you don't, and you're flipping through, and you see it's all pictures of creatures, and if you're about to give up, and then something catches your eye, and you back it up, and you see that there's it's a special kind of bird, and at first they look kind of like large ravens, but they have a crystalline sheen to their feathers, and they have these very special let's see, these eyes that look like they have light behind them. They glow. They're only found in very spiritual places, and often they and then you see down below in a little footnote, there's this moss that is listed that is only found near places that have these birds. And again, it's handwritten in here like an addendum, very spiritual with a question mark, something that the birds feed off of.
Irisette,
Yes?
come look at this. And I hold up the book and I show her the footnote and I say, I believe this is the moss that you found, no?
Oh yes, it is. It is. Yes.
And I scoot
Okay,
in,
so-
also kind of curious to see.
So nearby, there may be these kind of birds.
What does it say about the birds?
Well, it says that these birds have a crystalline sheen skin, and they are very spiritual, and they live near this moss. So, and then Judd, is there any other like information, like how to call them or what they eat, or?
There's diagrams on how to extract the feathers carefully.
Okay.
Because again, they have some kind of special property. There's something about these feathers are made up of very fine crystals, and
Wow.
there are other like notations there about potions and other things that these can be used for.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
I mean, Erisette, you're good with these sorts of
Yeah. So
things.
okay.
So can you just maybe we could just take a little bit of a look around before we take off?
And Judd, do I know if in the temple where I used to study of the clerics that I studied with know how to mix such potions and work with such materials?
You certainly know that they are very experienced in potions. I mean, they're essentially their entire practice kind of switched to nothing but potions, save for a few people that had an innate magical ability to heal. So very skilled. You've never heard, if you're listening in on this conversation, you've never heard of these type of, and you've never seen these kind of birds before. I could tell you more, but I can't find my notes about it.
Everybody, put the moss on your knapsack instead of rolling it and putting it away. Just carry it, if you don't mind, on the outside of your knapsack. It may attract the birds, and if so, we'll see if we can befriend one, possibly gently capture one.
Well, you know how that went last time when I tried, but I hope you have more luck.
I know.
And I'm also going to connect with Snack mentally
Okay.
and kind of get on Snack's level and just kind of imitate Snack, like pouncing.
Okay.
And then kind of pouncing up in the air. Just trying to do a rudimentary miming of capturing a bird. That's gonna teach.
Okay.
Right. Me, I'm maybe not the most natural with this animal handling, but I'm trying different stuff.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, you're a natural.
Go ahead and roll.
You just need a visual aid. Hold on a moment. And I take a piece of paper out of one of my journals and rip it, and I kind of crudely fold it to look like a bird with wings hanging off.
Origami? Oh my god. I just orgasmed.
It's like a poor man's origami. Otto has seen this done in a cool way, and he feels, oh yeah, I can do that. But then by the time he finishes, it's clear, he didn't really do it that great. But he's like, now see here, Snack, you want to get the birdie? Tabitha, go on, show
And I'm imitating a Snack, like a cat trying to capture this capper bird. It looks so stupid.
Okay, yeah, and then you could get it. So roll animal handling at advantage because Otto's helping you. You have visual aid.
And as she's doing that, I'm saying, Tabby, just a little hint. When we find one of those feathers, then you just let Snack smell it. And then see what happens. Let the magic unravel.
Oh.
Okay, so I only got an 11.
Okay.
At advantage.
At advantage. Wow.
Owie.
And you see that
Points for honesty.
that Snack is kind of Snack. She gets that you're trying to do something, and you see there's you feel the connection mentally is there. You feel like she's not quite getting the bird thing though. It's close.
Such a rascal.
She's kind of imitating you now.
She's never been trained before, okay?
Yeah.
Then she needs the incentive. She needs a bird.
And I just crumble up the paper and toss it away. And I'm like, she doesn't understand.
And Snack
rudimentary creature
jumps over and grabs the paper, before snags it out of the air. And it's and spits it out really quickly, and then waits a moment and kind of looks at it, and then reaches out a paw. It's like, I starts doing this. All of a sudden, he's like jumping all around, hitting it.
And I'm like, no, back to my next magnum opus. And I like turn to some pages, and then I'm like, oh no. Oh, no. And I like flip through, and I realized that I like accidentally like tore out pages of like whatever he was like most proud of, like writing some like way too like self-indulgent like poetry. And it's just getting like ripped up, and I'm just like, no.
Oh, okay. And I, sensing this, I have to like go, and I'm like, very nice snack. And I grab the paper and I rip it open, and I'm like, I'm reading it out loud
really
in front
wet.
of everybody, and I'm like, oh, what's this? Oh, what is
And I'm like,
this?
it's dribble.
Oh,
Just no, ignore
the hero,
everyone. It's
the hero with his swollen loins feels his power coming through.
And I just like come in and I'm like, the lady with the fair hair. Skin. Otto.
I'm like, that was.
Otto.
No. That was. Those were. Just give me that. That's just irrelevant. Nothing to do with anything. It doesn't concern you.
And I just lean in and I'm like, let me tell you this: plenty of redheads in Azley.
And like Otto blushes like a little bit, which he rarely does, and he's like, yes, shouldn't we get going?
Yes, Seville agrees with you. Yeah, I think we should get on the road.
Okay, so let's I'm gonna put my knapsack on and get all packed up, and then just kind of like drape the moss over my knapsack and kind of like tuck it in almost like a cape.
Okay,
Yeah, good. Very cool, Tabitha.
All right.
And all of us, please, the more of us do it, the more our chances of attracting one of these birds. So please, would you all? And I put mine on mine too.
Mm-hmm. And I'm like, love.
She's pushing the moss hard.
I am. and I'm looking, and I have like hardcore nature check going on, like just in case I see any feathers on the ground. I'm like walking. I'm like constantly looking on the ground to the point where I'm like, whoa, because I'm obsessed with finding one of these. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you all exit. It sounds like.
And me and Seville are both like, all right, you ready to not do that and go to Azley, right?
Once again, the stone recedes into the ground. This time you're met with bright sunlight. It feels like it's not quite early morning anymore. You've probably slept in, and as you step outside, you are in this kind of deep valley, so it's a little bit hard to tell the time of day. It's probably like 9-10, somewhere around there. And you move out, and Erisette actually, since you have a very high passive perception, and the fact that you are actually probably actively looking more like it, you come out, you're just like almost stumbling, tripping over vines on the ground, just looking for these birds. You do see some of that moss on the outside of this stone structure that's completely covered over with all these vines and whatnot, but down in the cracks, in the shadier bits, you can see that moss is growing out here. And then you look up and you see this pair of eyes staring right back at you, and it's unnaturally still and a little alarming as you see the jet black feathers of this bird sitting perfectly still, and it's large. It's like maybe twice the size of a normal like raven or crow. So a good like 2.5-3 feet in size, and it's on this branch, and it's just staring at you, not blinking. And you can see, as it's in the shadow of this tree that it's sitting on, the eyes are just glowing with this kind of golden yellow energy.
Does Snack spy this as well?
Why don't you roll a perception check for Snack?
Gotta tell you, I'm glad I wasn't rolling this bad during the battle.
You never roll poorly during battle. Go Tabitha the tornado.
She does have good luck during that. Okay, so
It's a +4 to
7 total.
7.
Thank you. Yeah, it's 7 total.
Yeah. So no, I mean, Snack looks like there's still a lot of movement and noises, and Snack's kind of looking more for predator or prey as she steps out.
You're on your own, Arisette, with this big old bird.
Well, I just take the moss very gently, and
And the rest of you see this.
Right.
And it just sits there looking at you as you hold it up, maybe take a step closer. And it's a good, like, 10 feet over your head.
I'm, like, just in case, kind of, like, getting ready with an arrow. Just very
And then it slowly looks like it's leaning forward. Its eyes, like, almost like they're getting bigger, and it extends its wings and it flies off, and it makes almost no sound. It's like an owl. And when it catches bits of the sun between the trees, its black plumage turns like this crystalline purple, like an amethyst. Like it glows like a beautiful amethyst gem before going back into the shadows again, and is gone.
And I'm almost like,
breathtaking.
I just can't. I can't believe how beautifully it changed in the light, and also I'm thinking about how quiet it was and what it would be like to have that like sneakiness factor.
That's cool.
You know? Okay, so
yeah. What a metaphor.
Wait, I want to get one. I wish we could tame it or something.
You gotta catch 'em all.
Now you understand, Arisette, how I felt last time, how I felt yesterday. Yes.
Well, let's just hope that.
But let me tell you this, and I just come up to you and I say, let me tell you this. In the market district of Azley, there are quite a few people who are quite adept at bird calls. So maybe we can both go and talk to them.
Yes. If we circle back, I mean, I don't think we'll have time, but I do a quick look around to see if there was a baby in the nest or anything else. I doubt it because it wouldn't have left, but I check and see.
It wasn't in a
feathers.
nest. It was just on a branch.
Okay, are there any feathers? I just looked to see if I see any, at least a feather that fell
roll a
out.
perception check.
Okay, that would be 21.
21. So you watch as Arisette starts scouring the ground, and it's thick here with ferns and other unusual, and just a reminder, like it's almost like a weirdly, like almost tropical kind of feeling down in this ravine, whereas it was very kind of like standard wilderness with fir trees up above. But you start searching through, and you find very small little feather. It's about 1 inch long. Looks like it might be like one of the interior feathers, not one of the big long feathers from the wings or its tail, but maybe one of the soft like chest feathers. But it looks like that dark black until you move it into the sunlight, and then it's just this beautiful amethyst purple, and it's so thin you can see through it.
And as she does that, I just take out a little booklet that I have, and I kind of scroll through the pages, and on the pages, you know, we can see glimpses of illustrations that I've just done over the years of different animals that I've seen, and I just kind of sketch that feather and whatever I can remember of that bird, and I just quickly put that away after that.
Okay, I put it in the same pouch that I've been keeping that purple crystal, the one that we have to keep disappeared, in the nowhere pouch. I put it in there, so it's safe. And I say, well, let's hope we can, maybe Dagmara, if we go to your potion experts, they may be able to propagate this or do something with it.
I think that's a good idea. Yeah, we should do it.
And keep your eye out. You never know. There may be others, so keep your eye out.
And at that moment, Snack leaps away from you, Tabitha, and just like in one bound, like paws out and disappears in this bush ahead of you. And
Okay, what did you find? What
you
did
hear
you
this
find?
like squeal of some kind of small creature, and then it's just silence. And you go closer and you look, and you just see the remnants of and Snack sucking down some kind of like large rodent type creature.
Breakfast.
Oh, good job, Snack.
And Snack turns and starts kind of like, getting out of the bush, and you kind of do a double take, and you look down, and there's like, you think it's a black rock or something. It looks like it's 4 or 5 inches, like a piece of slate. And but as Snack moves the branches, one little beam of light kind of passes over it, and you see this little flash of purple.
And I just like silently like go like this to the girls who are behind me, and I'm like, and then we all like crouch down, I imagine, like 3 little heads together. And what is it? And
you have found a it's got to be a tail or one of the wingtip feathers from this bird, and it is just magnificent. Where Erisset's is extremely thin, where you can see through it, although it catches that purple. This looks like a piece of kind of cut gemstone, where you hold it up to the light. It's this deep amethyst color, and you move your hand across it, and the fibers move, but it also feels like crystal at the same time. When you kind of squeeze down on it, it feels like stone, and it's cold like stone.
Ladies, I think we got quite lucky.
You did, Tabitha.
And that curly is truly filled with not only dangers, but quite the wonders. Wow. I've never seen this before.
Okay, well, you're going to have to make your sketch. You two can hold onto it for the day, but just give it back to me this evening.
Okay. Thank you. I just take out my book and just kind of start to really carefully.
Well done. And I just give her a high five. I'm like, oh, yeah.
Yes. Yes.
And then, like, after they all had, like, a high five, I'm like, yeah.
The awkward late high five.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, that's good to see everyone's morale up.
So, as I imagine the ladies are just like kind of checking out this feather and studying this feather, I kind of stumble away, and I'm just like kind of petting Snack's head, and I turn to Otto and I say, "You had to do a paper bird. Can you make like an actual bird illusion?"
So I thought you would do.
Look, I'm not one who likes to use my magical acumen all willy-nilly like, it's takes some concentration, and to be frank, sometimes I'm just not in the mood.
But that lady, that lass with the golden locks.
I'm not talking about that.
Well, I have a feeling that would be something easier to imagine. Anyway. What?
And I just like kneel down and I say it to Snack as I'm petting Snack's ears, and I'm like, "It's okay. Snack and I will figure out how to connect eventually. Won't we, Snack?"
He looks back and licks you.
Oh, yummy.
And then trots off ahead. All right. So.
Okay.
Are you just backtracking? What would you all like to do?
Yeah, I mean,
well,
toward Azley, right?
Onward to Azley.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah,
So
it is.
you make your way back down the edge of this massive ravine, and you cross once again that bridge. I'll remind you that you do have horses that you tied up. I'm going to go ahead and give that to you. That you tied them up, and I just rolled. They survived the night.
Amazing.
Yeah, it is actually.
One good night.
It was a low. I thought for sure they were dead, but they just didn't get attacked. So you ride your way back across the bridge, and it takes you some time. You see all manner of creature that seems strangely like you had been warned this was a very dangerous valley. You feel like they're all at the periphery of your group as you're moving through for some reason. You see other large cats. You see these large lizard type creatures, even something that kind of looks like a velociraptor type thing. Things just darting through, things that could easily hurt and attack you all, but for some reason just seem to like skirt about and stay on the edges as you travel. You make your way up out of this valley, once again returning to the fir trees of the dense forest and finding the road. And it takes you a couple hours to make your way back to the main road. And Dagmara, you know your way from this point, and you turn north, heading up the main road, twice as wide as the roads that you've been on to this point, much better maintained. There are a lot more people on this road. You're starting to pass wagons and horses, most of it heading south, and another couple hours, and you finally are kind of the edge of this dense forested area, and you kind of crest this hill, leaving the dense forest behind you, and you see ahead of you a lone mountain juts violently from the otherwise kind of flat ground around it, as if its own will kind of birthed it from the soil. It's got a conical shape in it, but it's strangely missing like the top quarter, giving it a lopped off sort of appearance. And your eyes follow this wide road that you're on as it drifts off and starts snaking back and forth up the side of this mountain. And you even see something, you can't quite tell what it is, something like in the center top of this mountain, but you can't tell what it is from this distance.
And as we walk, I see the road and I trace back, just looking at it, just a very quick memory of me, Dagmara, five years ago, just disheveled and upset, just galloping with her horse back in the opposite direction to the place where she never wanted to leave, or didn't think she would leave. And it's just almost like if this was a movie, you would see the ghost of Dagmara just like darting by, but this Dagmara just kind of takes it in and looks back at Azley, at what should be, where Azley would be, and just takes a deep breath and carries on with her horse.
All right. Well, you all continue on for another couple hours. It takes you to reach the base of this mountain. And you come up and you see you're kind of right before the road starts rising up in a steeper climb, going to the switchbacks. And you're at the intersection of about 6 different roads that seem to stretch off in different directions. And there are wooden signs pointing down each one of these. One says Eberath, one says Vorden, one says Berkaj, one says Mosul, and the other one Pered. And there are several wagons kind of set up off the side of the road, and people are hawking all sorts of things. You see, there's meats, and there's ale, there's wine, just people trying to get those
pastries.
You don't see pastry. You do see some baked breads, some like kind of crude baked breads and rolls, and that sort of kind of like baguettes.
Okay.
But these are, this is like off the highway sort of food here,
I think I might go and grab some food. More importantly, he wants to strike up a bit of conversation with a merchant there.
And you see this old time human kind of get a smile when he sees you. Well, welcome. What can I get you? Would you like some ale? You want some meat?
Yes, please fill this flagon with ale if you would, and a bit of bread and dried meat. That would be just lovely, I think.
That'd be my pleasure. And he grabs a flagon, hands it over with some ale, and goes over and he cuts some. He's got He's got some meat on like a spit over on the side, and he's got
like some street meat going on.
Yeah, he's got some roadkill.
Yeah. Sweet.
He's got the hot dogs, in LA, with wrapped in bacon.
Yeah,
and
wrapped in bacon.
Smells.
You just can't. If your alcohol level gets to a certain level, you literally can't resist.
You have to purchase.
No matter how much salmonella you think there may be.
The best smelling thing on the planet.
You can smell it. Yeah.
When you're that drunk.
I start striking up. I say, thank you, my good man. And I take a sip of the ale, and while he's slicing the meat, I say, well, what news? We're traveling toward Azley. Anything you've heard from the city?
Well, I hear all kinds of things. What are you looking for? I mean,
Oh, I almost forgot. How much for all of this?
3 silver.
And so I take out 3 silver, and I make like kind of a little show of like, and I tuck it back away, and I take out 1 gold coin.
And see his eyes kind of light up.
And I say,
wow.
Well, I like to hear all manner of rumor.
Oh, well then.
Welcome, Scabby.
Welcome.
You're just in time to find out what rumors a meat man has heard.
Yes, and
the meat man.
The meat man's got some rumors, but before that, I'll say welcome in celebration of hitting our 500 followers tonight. We've already given away 2 packages. We have another package that is going to be given away at the end of the show. So type in the word adventure, and you will be automatically entered to win a T-shirt with the role players, a sticker, dice, and this is our big giveaway at the end, a D&D book of your choice. So thank you for all the follows.
What more can you ask for?
Thank you.
Really nice. I mean, you could ask for a role player's mug. I'm just saying.
That's true.
They are
that you can ask for.
Scientifically proven that you will enjoy your coffee 20% more.
All right. Thanks to Ariset, we're adding a role player's mug to the gift package.
Oh, nice.
And we're going to send a mug to our friend for gifting all of those subs earlier. So.
Oh yes, Kyle, not Kyle.
Yes.
Kyle, that Kyle.
Yes.
Kyle.
Kyle, you get a mug to enjoy.
But you can also enjoy tea 20% more, or beer.
Water. You can put anything in a mug.
Or water. I mean, it doesn't have to be
whatever you want.
It could be elixir of promisegate.
Wait, so
I don't really care what you enjoy. Just you'll enjoy it 20% more.
Sorry, go ahead.
And that's a fact. I said, well, what does the meat man say?
Yeah. So getting back, so Otto, he does just kind of look around, and he moves over, he grabs his old worn tankard, and he gives himself a bit of ale. He kind of gives you a little nod, follow him over by the meat pit over on the side, and he's turning the spit, and he's putting some salt on the meat, and you hear the fats spot, and it smells great. And you're eating what he's giving you, and it's really good. And I don't hear everything being down here at the base, but I'll tell you, something's going on, because I've seen in the last week or so a whole bunch of more soldiers been coming down from the north, like they're reinforcing or something.
Yeah, they seem to be headed toward Azley.
Oh, they went in. They went up to Azley.
Well, I wonder. Have you heard any word about what that might have been about? Skirmishes or the like in these?
And I come closer at this point because I've heard something that's of interest.
Oh, what can I get you, my fair lady?
Hello. Same as him.
Yeah, good thinking. It's quite good.
He moves away, he cuts some meat for you, hands it over, and gets another tankard and gives you some ale.
Thank you. But these soldiers you're talking about, carry on. Didn't want to disturb you.
Oh, sorry, three silver.
Oh. Just give him a little bar of gold. Well, I'm sorry, the gems that I have, I give him just 3 gems instead. I
3
follow
gems?
out of suit. Yeah, follow his suit.
You give him 3 gems. He's wow.
Wow, you seem like
I don't know if I'd share those gems, honey.
like
I mean, we
150
had
gold.
quite a few. I'll
Okay.
give him. All right, fine. I'll give him 1.
No, you
now
did
that I
it.
know what
No,
it's
too
worth.
late. You gave him 3
Never
gems.
mind.
Yeah,
It's
he's
okay.
just
It'll
Don't
come
you
back
just
to me.
hate when you're traveling and you overtip? I
And I'm
mean,
just
it's
like-
really the worst.
That
It's one of those
happens
things
in
where I
Europe
take
all
a
the time.
bite. I take a bite and it's just like some of the like meat is like hanging out of my mouth
Yeah.
as I watch her like and like so I'm just like yes we would be.
I imagine that
Oh,
Tabby's
great.
not right
Oh.
there, otherwise she would have intervened. She
Yeah.
could not see the wealth leave the party.
But
Yes,
I'll turn to Otto and I'll just say, "See, my friend, I believe in tenfold returns. Just you."
Yes.
And
yes, so
he
you do.
almost is like, now, it's not that I'm not appreciative, but and he's like, he's putting his butt. All right, are y'all, like, are these? Is somebody gonna come looking for these? Who are you?
Maybe
all?
birds.
Who are you
Possibly
all?
birds, but if the birds don't get you, then you're fine.
Well, hey, think about it like this. If you're that worried about it and want to rest easy, you know, you could give a couple of back and then feel especially safe.
No, I like to live on the risky side. I'm fine. I'm fine.
Right. Yeah.
I think I might close it down early.
I thought of
early
you
today.
as an adventurous caliber sort of man. No, and I like kind of whisper under my breath. I'm like, I tried. Sorry.
And I just say, yeah, go ahead.
No, I just say.
he's like,
but, yes, this matter of soldiers. You haven't heard any other whispers of conflict or
and he's kind of half pointing at the elf standing next to you, Dagmara.
Yes, you're fine.
All right. Oh, yeah. Well, I got my ear to the ground. I heard some things. There's some trouble that's I hear is brewing. There's some sort of a cult or something. Some people about it's a day or two ago showed up in Azley.
Yeah.
Teleported in from the tower. And
teleported in from the tower, my word.
Oh, everybody's talking about it. And
teleported.
The guards rushed in and weapons drawn. And they were all wearing dark cloaks and everybody screaming, thinking it was an attack. But this man stepped forward and showed them some paper, if you can believe it. Some paper, and they all stood down and walked with them as they interfered. Oh, they went into the main castle.
The villagers of Azley just followed him.
Not villagers. Hey, your first time to Azley, eh? It's not a village, my lad.
Well, I meant, let's say the citizens, rather.
Ah, there you go. Yeah, no,
Gonna give Otto a look.
No, the guards. The guards escorted them safely to the castle keep of Azley.
Ah. Well, very interesting. Did you catch how long ago this all transpired?
Oh, I think about a day ago.
I see. And I give, like, Dagmara an uneasy glance.
I'm kind of speechless at this point, and I just kind of shake it off, and I tell the merchant, "He got you three gems. You tell me this. Do you know if anyone has lost their lives, if anyone has been taken captive, if has been any sort of turmoil that you've seen in the city?"
I mean,
you're a merchant. I've seen you before.
I've been
You don't
here
know
many
me, but I've seen you before.
Well,
you
old
go to the
Fossum's
city
been
a lot.
here many a year. I not what I know more than the standard, people disappearing and whatnot, but nothing unusual.
And the people of Azley, are they happy? Do they still go on by their normal business? So
Yeah, well, them that live up there, they happy enough. That's why I live down here.
Well,
thank you.
If you don't mind, let's have, say, 10 of those on for the road. Put them on her tab.
It's all already paid for. Let me get it for you. And he starts like cutting a whole bunch of meat and then putting it in a wrap, a leather kind of pouch.
I go over to Tabby and I'm like, "You're about to be very happy."
And
I cannot wait. She's kind of like hanging back because she has Snack with her, and she's not exactly sure how, other people are gonna take this giant cat hanging out.
Yeah, he looks over at the cat and like throws a hunk of this cut over to Snack, and Snack does not wait for permission. Just snuffs it up right away, and he hands out beer.
Nicely done.
Ale to the rest of you.
And I kind of like try to get everyone together, Seville, Arisa, and everyone, and I just say, well, the meat may be good, but the news we received from the meat man, well, less so.
Yes, it seems like the necromancers might have teleported into Azley.
Yes, but why did they put up so little of a fight? I don't understand.
Well,
Seville, do you know?
Well, yeah. I mean, they have a treaty now, right?
Right. It appears that, to your point, Seville, if with this rumor, if there is any truth to it, they showed up not needing to fight, but merely presenting the treaty and demanding they take over. We'll have to play this very carefully, and even more so, we must make haste to Azley.
That's what I was thinking. Let's mount up and go, everyone.
All I can hope for, my friends, is that my father... Otto just goes, and I'm
like, all I can hope for is
Jack Mara, what did you say? What did you say?
I just like take my little violin and just.
Come on, dogs.
I'm here for you, dogs.
All I can hope for is that our allies and my father are still following the right side. And that
Dagmara, we're not done yet. We've got the edge guard, I think, some of them anyway. Let's go find out. And then Seville, takes off after Otto.
Tabitha mounts the pony that she rides and then kind of signals for Snack, and she's like, more childlike.
Dagmara?
All right. Well, you all make your way up the winding cutbacks of this road, cut into the side of this freestanding mountain, and you spend another several hours making your way up, and finally you see that the road is leading to the summit. And as the curve of the road flattens out, all of you gasp at the sight before you. It steals your breath. Even Dagmara, you've seen it countless times, but it's been a few years.
Chills.
And it does. It's just so impressive in scale. Before you, you see the caldera of a once massive volcano, and instead of dirt or lava or anything else in here, you see a city that has been built inside this caldera on these stilts and other structures that seem to go down deep. I mean, at least 100 feet. You can't tell from this vantage point on the edge of the road, but it goes down into this caldera. But that's not what's most impressive. Your eyes all look up to the heavens as you see a statue in the middle of this city that must be 300-400 feet in height. This soldier, obviously of elven armor, holding a long sword, tipped down, and it has this resolute expression as it looks out onto the Southland, and you can barely see birds circling above and wisps of clouds kind of breaking around it. And your eyes track down, and maybe 100 feet off of the floor of the city, and the kind of base level of the city is directly at the top of the summit. So about another 100 feet over that, you see this structure that this statue is standing on. And from your vantage point, you see at least 5 waterfalls coming off, pluming down into the city. You see this mist. Some are creating these rainbow effects, and the water lands into these rivers, and you see these rivers cutting through the city, and then once again water falling off the sides of the city down into the base of this caldera below. And the city itself is absolutely beautiful. It seems to be cut and very well made of this light gray stone. Beautiful artistic buildings that you can see in the distance. What dominates your view in front of you is this road terminates and becomes a bridge as it crosses this gap, because the entire city is made within 80 to 100 feet of the edge, with only this one entry point, this lone bridge that goes across, and a massive drawbridge on the far side close to the city. And there's almost like a full-size castle in the entry point to Azley itself. And you just astounded at the scale and the size of the city before you.
Wow. And just say, it's more beautiful than I remember. And I turn to my party members and just say, welcome to my home. And I trot forward.
And as you trot forward and the rest of you fall in line, met with other travelers now entering the city and those exiting, we're going to leave it there tonight, everyone.
All right.
So, wow. Great episode, everyone. And of course, we have another giveaway, our grand prize. So if you haven't already, please enter adventure into the chat. You'll automatically be added to the drawing. I'll give you all a couple moments to do that. Ashley, let us know when it's time to pull it. But in the meantime, a huge thank you to all of you out there who got us to 500 tonight. That support means the world to us. It really does. It makes it just possible for us to keep doing what we're doing. If you haven't already, look for the information joining our Discord. We'd love to have you as part of the community. Oh, thank you for that follow.
Thank you.
Come hang out with us, talk D&T, D&D, talk everything.
Beer warrior to another. Thank you, beer warrior.
Beer warrior. I really appreciate that. And join the community. Check us out. Check out our socials. We would just love to connect with you. But thank you so much for the support tonight. All right, Ashley says they're doing it. So into that word. And what else? Another follower. Thank you.
Thank you.
So yes, just in case you're new, we are giving away one of these shirts. These shirts, by the way, are so nice. It is so soft, so soft. It's that tri-blend.
Can't wait to wear one.
This is really luxurious. So you get a T-shirt, you get a sticker. Now you get a mug. The mugs are our choice.
The mugs are great.
You get dice and you get a D&D book of your choice. This is our grand prize. So enter the word adventure one time, and I think actually she's already pulled the winner. So the real Stouty is our winner. The real Stouty. Well done, the real Stouty. DM us so we can get your package out to you.
Wow, Stouty, yeah, it's for real.
It is for real, Stouty.
Life.
Wow.
Y'all. That was so much fun tonight.
That's crazy.
If you didn't win anything, stick around. We're going to be doing more giveaways in the future, but definitely come join us on Discord and come hang out with us. And we'll see you next Monday. And well, we love you all. Thanks for letting us make your Monday a hell of a lot better. We'll see you next time.
Bye, everyone. Big congrats to the winners.
Yes, congrats again. Make sure you DM us so we can get your info.
It's so amazing fun.
Yeah, we'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Bye,
So great. Thank you, guys.
Bye.